to that, that's that. And if I transition to, where's inset? There's inset. Oh, that's weird. Why am I down there? Let me fix that. Okay, and now if I pull up, cool. Let's, I see the live button. Can you hear us, Internet? Can you see us?
Do we have a link to it?
Thomas?
I'm not doing that now.
Let's see what the
My
YouTube app
streak
says.
trying to go straight.
Oh, look, Nick has a Zoya. He's my Sweetwater and very good friend, representative. Which, Nick, I just sold the MK
Yeah, we're live.
505. I just need to get the tracking number so Sweetwater can see it and give me my money.
Hello, friends. Hello, Internet.
So
For all none of us that are probably watching yet.
right, one day in December's here.
Okay.
So Nick, I may be purchasing the Zoya.
We'll find out.
Let's see if I can convince him to or not to. It's one of the two.
He says I'm working, so might not be able to pop in quickly.
No worries, bud.
Listening. Yeah, no worries, Nick.
You know what this thing is if you have one.
Oh, he has one. God damn it, Nick. Nick has access to everything.
Yeah, I mean, if I worked at a music store, I'd have more than I need, and I already have more than I need.
Yeah. What's up one day in December? Nick, I was thinking about getting another B2600 and racking them and using the key lab for the controller for both and just like have a standalone type unit there. But I don't know. I digress.
You got lots of synthesizers.
I got too many. I'm not even going to use them all. Cressy would say, stop your fucking around. Welcome in, Tactical MIDI.
What's up, Tact? How's Gummy Girl doing?
Dude, that gummy girl got me fucking.
The song's good, man. Song's real good.
Oh, shit.
I like that it's like funny too. It's like it's not serious.
Yeah.
But doesn't feel unserious.
It's total Tactical MIDI.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good example of him for sure.
Yeah. This is a great way to be stuck in traffic one day in December. Perfect way to be stuck in traffic listening to us.
What time is it? One day in December is in the UK, yeah? I think.
I believe so.
Either way, he's not stuck in traffic at 1:15 p.m. on the East Coast of America.
Right.
Or I hope not.
Welcome in.
That would be
Time for
terrible.
UK.
Yeah. Welcome in, VCO Beats. My boy. How's it going in Romania?
So probably go through the inputs and outputs again. Then do.
Yeah, we'll go through the whole thing whenever he's ready over there. Actually, he's seen it. He doesn't need to know.
Yeah, I'm ready. Welcome in, Trader to the Living. I was just waiting a little bit for people to come in, but let's just get going.
So we're here today because Trusto's thinking about buying an Empress Zoya. He's heard me crow about it enough. He's seen some stuff on the internet. He's mildly interested, but it's a really misunderstood piece of equipment. As much as people know about it, there's not a whole lot of people who own them out there. I want to say Empress made that white one about a year ago because they sold 10,000, which is a big number, isn't a big number. I guess it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about guitar pedals, it's not a big number. I mean, Ibanez probably sells 10,000 tube screamers since we've been on this stream. But it's the kind of thing, it's a heady piece of equipment, and it's the kind of thing that people look at and get scared of, or look at and go, wow, that'd be cool. I don't understand it. So what we're going to try to do today is demystify it a little bit, talk about what it is, talk about what it does, and maybe someone buys it. So without further ado, okay. So this is the Empress Zoia. It is guitar pedal size. Let me grab something to size compare it.
Probably smaller than the Strymon.
Yeah, it's smaller than a Strymon. I mean, this is it's not going to get in the shot very well, but
Oh yeah.
a standard Boss pedal. It's a little longer that way, a little shorter that way. If you can see by the height, it's almost the exact same height as the top of the Boss pedal here. It's taller than something like a Tube Screamer or like a 125B enclosure, which is what most pedals are made in these days. It's got 3 foot switches, 40 of these LED button grids, grid buttons, 4 over here, the small screen, this wonderful detented encoder. You can't really hear it clicking, but it is clicking every little segment. You've got stereo or dual mono in and out. They're labeled left and right, but the way it works, you can treat it as one or the other. You can treat it as 2 separate in and out. 9-volt DC power, needs 300 milliamps. MIDI in and out, we think it's A. We're not 100% sure. I've never had an issue with it, though. It runs MIDI from all my Electron boxes, no problem. Control jack, so you can use this for expression or an additional foot switch. And a micro SD card, which is not used for patches. It is only used for transfer, operating system upgrades, and once Empress added the sampler module, it is now also used for storage of samples. So it is a modular playground. It can be an effects unit, it can be a single effect, it can be multi-effects, it can be a synthesizer, it can be a sampler. It can get dog hair on it. This patch right here, I call it Wet Rig. It is the startup patch I made for it. I use this for my DAWless equipment. It is a stereo delay, reverb, stereo spreader, and lo-fi cabinet sim. On the Tonework over here, I've loaded up a Kodo patch just because it's plucky, it's easy to hear what's going on with it. And I have it in the Zoia in parallel, in and out of it. So this is dry. Now, these patches will look like how you build. So I've built this one to literally show like a VU. That pink line on top is the input from the Tonework, the audio input. Those middle 2 green are the ping pong delay, left and right output. This button right here that's kind of lighting up, and it's just because of the lights next to it, is just an indicator that tells me that there's a signal coming in. It's also it blinks with MIDI time tempo when I'm sending it time tempo. When I'm sending it MIDI tempo. I have these buttons up here set to be shortcuts for delay divisions. So if I press that one and unpress this one, now it should be, well, if it was getting time, it would be a half note delay. That one's an eighth note delay. This one's a half note triplet, and this one's a dotted eighth. So I literally have it set up where I can press these and choose the delay division. I had to build this. That took me way too long to figure out. The patch itself, So here's another thing is you see here a page list. I think you guys can read that pretty well. Every effect can have pages up to 64 apparently. I've only ever used like 4 or 5 pages on an effect. Because you are limited by the space of the grid itself, it helps to be able to have pages of stuff. So for example, these are the effects. These 2 blue buttons are the audio input. These 2 red, that's an LFO control. This is the green is the ping pong delay. The pink is the plate reverb. The blue is the stereo spreader. The red is the cabinet sim. And the blue down here is the audio output. That's the wrong page. I also have a control page. This is where I make all those buttons on the front page. The UI buttons work. This is the clock dividers set up to make those buttons operate properly. You know what? I'm sorry. Control. Oh, control and control 2. Oh man, what are these? Out switch. Envelope follower. Honestly, I made this so long ago, I don't remember what it all is. Some of it is this VU. I had to program this thing to see signal, measure how loud it is, and then display that as different segments. And that's how it looks like a VU. That was only difficult because of the amount of I had to write down, because you had to make each one of these buttons that are showing up as a VU are an individual module. And now let's actually get into what is a module. How do you make this stuff work? So I have here an empty patch. If I play now, all you'll hear is the Kodo dry because there is not even any audio being accepted by the Zoia at this point. It works in modules. Modules are anything that you can control, from an audio input to a delay to a ADSR to a synth voice to, oh man, a CV flip-flop. Like anything you can imagine that happens in audio circuits. Maybe not everything, but almost everything it does exist as an audio module. So, for example, let's get audio in and out. It looks like if you have your screen big enough, you can see this screen. I'm sorry it's so small, but it is what it is. It's a pedal. Interface modules, audio modules, control, analysis, and effect modules.
So before we dive right in,
Yeah, by all means, questions.
My sort of take currently is it's like a virtual Euro rack in a box.
Yeah, they make a Euro rack version of it that is the same size, but there's an added. It fits in a Euro rack, and there are patch points.
I mean, how you create something sort of feels as though these modules and you virtually patch them together to create something. So it's like doing a Euro rack.
Exactly.
Apart from you've got a little screen and little LEDs.
Yeah, it is essentially a full digital modular. I don't want to say modular synthesizer because it's also an effects box. It can also just be audio processing in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same concept. Wow. I don't know if that's what Empress was going for specifically. They were like, oh, how could we do modular in a pedal? I imagine that's something they might have been thinking about. They're whizzes over there. They make incredible stuff. But you really do have to think about it in a modular way. You can't just...
How much control would you have over a sequence art? Is there a glide? Is there a swing? How much control, if I wanted to ARP a sequence as an effect, would it have any of those options?
So you want to use this as the sound source in that case? Or are you talking about
Just put an incoming source. Say from the Hydrosynth, I have a sequenced ARP, right?
Right.
Okay, and it's up and down, very basic ARP.
Mm-hmm.
Could this add a glide, or could it put it into a glitchy, random process?
So, yes. And the reason I say yes that way is because a lot of this is just
Could it add granular to it, like?
it is a it is
much-
limiting in what you can do with it. And I say that because if you go into control modules, you have an LFO, a sequencer, an ADSR, a sample and hold, a CV invert, a CV rectify, a value, a trigger, a flip-flop, a delay, a loop, a filter. Those are all CV, those things.
Yeah.
Slew limiter, clock divider, comparator, in switch, out switch, quantizer, steps, multiplier, random, rhythm, tap to CV, a CV mixer, and a logic gate. A lot of these are the physical components that are inside an audio circuit. If you know how, or can figure out how, to make a glide out of a sample and hold, a CV flip-flop, an ADSR, in some way, shape, or form where they're affecting each other, then yeah, there's no glide.
Right. So the
Module.
So the learning curve is going to be steep on this. It's not going to.
It depends on what you want to do with it. It can be, but it can also be dead simple and a lot of fun. You want to make an entire guitar effect pedal board in one box with switches to change between them and buttons on the screen to adjust what those settings are. Yeah, you can do just that. I have done just that. You want to make... You need a set of Dungeons and Dragon dice, and you don't have dice, but you have a Zoia. You can literally make a patch that will roll dice values for you and give you results. I've seen it on patch storage. Part of the fun of this thing is making these patches on your own. Part of the wonderful thing about it is, in fact, I'll just show it to you guys now because that'll be easier. Where is my... There it is. This is patchstorage.com. It is a place where you can literally share patches for all these different audio devices, softwares, whatever it is. And it has a really good Zoia community. So anyone can, for free, download patches to play with, download patches to analyze, upload. I'm actually planning on uploading 2 soon. I've made 2 recent pedals that have come out in the past few months into Zoia versions that I gotta fix them, make them work perfectly, but
So these are like cheat
Update
sheets.
them
If you're lost as to what to do, you can use these for cheat sheets. Basically.
they're not even just cheat sheets. They're literal
presets.
patches. You can
they're
download
presets.
these patches and use them. I have most of what I have in here is from patch storage. I've only made a handful of my own.
Tone, what's your before we try and encourage Trusto to go on this long journey?
Yeah.
What's your journey been like? How did it come onto your radar in the first place? And
So-
what was it like when you actually got it? And what's your journey been like since you owned it?
I got it because I saw the potential for having a stereo in and out anything effect for my DAWless rig. I have guitar and bass pedals, but they're all mostly mono, and I wanted something that I could add a delay to the whole mix, add a filter to the whole mix. That was, pedal format, something small, can sit on the table. I really like the idea of how any of these patches, any of these effects can be edited to however I want them to sound. I bought mine used, so I got it for, I want to say $450. It looked like it had never been touched. I'm sure someone bought it, played with it for a couple hours, and returned it to the music store and was
And they
like,
did a Trader to the Living with it, and they threw it at the wall.
or that. I bought it on Reverb.
Probably damaged the wall then.
It came with everything that it originally had come with. It literally looked like it had not been touched.
Welcome in Cornish Wave Music. Welcome in Thomas Young.
I started with a lot of just playing with the factory presets. There's some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
Ben Jordan made some presets for it. Jeremy Red Beans Recording made some presets for it. And then right away was like, all right, what can I make? And I made that first patch that I showed you, that wet rig patch. I've made a few versions of it at this point. I've updated it. But I knew right away I wanted a reverb, a stereo delay that ping-ponged. And I wanted to be able to control tempos and send it MIDI. And like it did all of that.
Yeah. Welcome in, Crazy Rabbit. Okay, look, let's do this real quick. Let's get a blank patch up.
Right, and let's build one.
I want you to fucking hard sell this to Trusto. You know, I'm a bag of rocks for the most part when it comes to technology. So, I sell this to me so I know, hey, I could use this and get wonderful sounds, and this is the end all for me.
So the first thing you need to do is literally create audio inputs and outputs. So under interface modules. You have audio in and out, you have MIDI in and out, you have stomp switches, you have UI buttons, you have pixels, you have all this crazy nonsense. But we'll stick to simple. So I'm making an audio input. It is stereo. I have left and I have right. It's really hard to see, especially when my hand's in the way.
No, you're good. You're good.
Audio input left, audio input right.
It looks good here.
I'm going to also now still nothing. But let's see if you can see that. See how those are lighting up when I press keys?
Yeah.
They are seeing the left and right are direct inputs, direct connected to these two inputs. You don't have to like select that. You just make the audio input and go.
Okay.
You have options on it. I'll show you those real quick. Again, hard to see, but you can name it. You can choose the color. You can choose if it's mono or stereo. Every module has different options depending on what it is. I'm going to add an audio output. The only additional thing the audio output has is a gain control, which I'm going to turn on, which makes it 3 segments. So now, sorry, I have an alarm here.
Welcome in, Da Vinci Girl and Milky Milky.
You have your audio output left and right, and then that third one is a literal gain control.
Okay.
Which is nice. I put this on everything because this can get very loud.
Yeah.
So
like
I always
Lego bricks at the minute. You're adding modular bricks.
right now
Well,
again
I'll say.
still
That's a good analogy.
there's no change here, and that's because you literally have to connect these.
Well, yeah. They're
So,
not going anywhere yet.
they're not going anywhere,
They
so
are
I'm gonna
aware
hold-
that they've got volume going in.
Right.
But that's it.
I'm going to hold input left and press output left, and now they're connected. I'm
Okay.
going to hold input right and press output right, and now they're connected. And now there's no effects on, but you can see the outputs are now lighting up.
Right.
It's now going through. Yeah.
Now I'm going to break both those connections. There's a shift button here. You hold that shift button to do any of these items. You'll see the letters if you're naming something, settings down here, and undo, a help. I've never actually pressed the help button. I wonder what it does. But I'm going to break. Oh, I just got rid of the whole device by accident. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's see what happens if I undo. Comes back. Nice. What I want to do is break the connection. This eye icon, if you hold shift and press that, it'll show you the connection list for whatever module you touched last. So then if I press the shift and the garbage can, then now there's no connections.
Oh, okay.
It's funny how much of this stuff's become second nature to me. I'm realizing like I had to do like 4 steps to do that, but it's really just like check the connections that are made, delete them.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to go and pick a effect module. I mean, what do you want to hear? We've got...
This is in your main setup always, constantly, correct? This is a part of your rig.
We lost your voice. Uh-oh. Yeah, we lost your microphone. You can't hear us. Don't know what he's done. What have you done? Can you hear me, Trusto?
Yeah, I can hear you. I definitely can't hear him.
No. It's he did something the other week, didn't it? He just lost his.
It just dropped out.
Yeah, it just dropped. Yeah, he can't hear anything by the sound of it. He can't hear you, mate.
Give us some time to figure it out. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trader to the Living says, what's he saying? My 2 cents is amazing, powerful device, but extremely frustrating UI. Super love-hate relationship for him. But he sold it. Trader to the Living sold his, and then he rebought it. So there must be some great aspects about the Zoia to make a man want to
I think
sell
he's
it.
going to reboot by the sound of it.
Yeah, looks like it. I don't. If I'm being honest, Cressy, I don't think this is going to be up my alley because you know how I work, and it just looks too much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting device, but I think you need to invest yourself into it.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was Streamyard, just didn't have my audio for whatever reason.
Oh, weird.
Oh, I actually got to change this camera to OBS so you can see things. There we go. Okay. So yes, this is in my setup all the time. I think that's what you had asked before the audio cut out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not always on. I have it set up on a output for my interface, so when it's at the rig, the inputs of the Zoia are a secondary output of my interface. So I literally select what I'm sending into the Zoia through my
then you pipe it
interface.
through sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is then just on a bus essentially. I typically keep it on my melodic devices. So my Yamaha Reface a lot of the time is what's being pushed through it. Sometimes my Sub 37, sometimes the Toneverk.
Okay.
It works great here standalone with the Toneverk because the Toneverk's got an extra set of outputs and a set of inputs. So the way it's running.
How long did you have it? It might have been day one. I don't know. How long did you have it when you were? I mean, for me, I'll get it or don't do it, and I'll run through the presets. Amazing! Cool. But you know in the back of your head that you can make your own presets. How long before you started to go? I'm making my own presets.
Day one, I was making my own preset.
So it was you knew straight up that this is not just a buy it and select a preset machine. You're buying it because you want total control.
I bought it
over
for that purpose.
Okay.
I don't impulse buy music gear. I do a ton of research. I really think about it. I waffle and waffle and waffle over it. You can ask Teresa. I justify it in my own head. I justify it to her, and the whole time she's just like, dude,
Just
buy the
fucking
gear.
buy it.
Shut up and buy it.
Yeah. I've had that.
And then I still waffle over it before I do it.
I've also had that conversation.
Well, I had I had the PB12 in mind until I talked to Cressy on the way home
Don't
from
blame
Sweetwater.
me.
So there's that. Go ahead, Tone. I'm listening. Welcome
So-
in, Get Jervis, Crazy Rabbit. Welcome in.
Man, a lot of
Isn't
people
it?
here right now.
Welcome in 82 DC and anyone else we miss. Welcome in Snow Beast TCO.
Trusto, what do you want to hear? Think of an effect,
Okay.
like a
So-
specific effect, a reverb, a delay, but like anything like that.
Do you have a kalimba by any chance?
That's an effect. Oh, look,
It's
that's
not,
a sound
but
to
I-
play in.
I
A sound to play in.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I do. Give me a second here. Kalimba.
Kalimba.
Yep. Oh wait,
yeah.
was that a marimba? That might have been a marimba.
Similar thing.
A kalimba, and I
It
want
is.
it.
I do have a kalimba. I have a kalimba and a marimba, guys.
And I would love to hear it with a reverb and a shimmery type of reverb and a delay.
All right, we're gonna start with. You know,
Just
we'll
want to see
go
how
here.
easy this is, Cress. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've chosen is an effect called Ghost Verb, and if you're familiar with Empress Effects, their big silver reverb pedal it was very popular. It's about a decade old at this point. They still sell them. They still sell a ton of them. It has a patch in it, or setting in it, called Ghost Verb. That was like the thing. That was the sound that made that everyone like, oh, the Ghost Verb's the best. So I'm choosing Ghost Verb. The color is mango. It is what it is. And I'm choosing 2 in, 2 out, so I get stereo and stereo.
okay.
I'm going to now press the left input, press the left to the left input of the ghost verb, right input to the right input of the ghost verb,
Okay.
out left to the output, out right to the output.
So
and
you have to
now-
do this every time on a new patch in order for things to talk, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's literally connecting the dots. And
Right.
or
Now
the
there
virtual
are-
cables.
You
Okay.
can build audio switches, and you can set them to stompbox switches, where if I want a delay and a reverb, but I don't necessarily always want them both at the same time, I can set it to where I press this button and it's the delay, and this button it's the reverb, on and off. And I do that. I do that on a lot of my patches. The audio switching capabilities are awesome. But so that's just the reverb. I have choice of feedback.
So
Modulation
these buttons
rate.
you're pressing are sub pages. Is that right?
Basically, yeah, this line right here is
Yeah.
the ghost verb. And
okay.
these are its inputs, these are its outputs,
And then the four in the middle
are the settings that are available within.
Okay, right, okay.
Feedback,
You know
modulation
what this
rate,
reminds me
resonance,
of?
and mix.
This reminds me of Roland, or Boss have like my guitar's got 56 Boss pedals inside it.
Yeah.
Is that similar to this? They've got a whole load of effects and things inside it that you can then route through. But you've got also smaller than that. You've got individual switches and whatever.
Right. And what you also have is the synthesis capabilities, the audio circuitry
more than
manipulation
that, yeah.
capabilities. If I want to set this resonance to be modular, seems way easier than this. It is, and it's the same. So like if I wanted to modulate that resonance knob, I can put an LFO in. I can set
is
the
less
LFO to
resonant.
connect to it. I can set the MIDI clock to the LFO, and then it's running like an LFO would, and it's taking that resonance control and running it back and forth in real time like this, without me having to touch anything after the fact. That's a bad example, because who's going to modulate resonance on a reverb, but it is there. Yeah, see, everyone's saying the same thing, and this is the reason why people return them. This is the reason why they don't sell a lot of them. People think, "Oh, this would be great. I don't want to do this. I love doing this."
It's totally the eye of the beholder.
Right. It's all about what you want to do. I enjoy this thing for half the time. Making something work is as much fun for me as making music with it after the fact.
Right.
It's a weird thing, but it's how my brain works. So I just
But I mean, obviously,
do
I
it.
seen. Okay, so I seen how fast you can get to a particular effect for a sound. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'm guessing you would save this patch just as it is if that's all you wanted.
Yes.
For any incoming sound.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a short and easy effects pedal. Look into this on how easy it can be. Once it's set up, you have
It's done.
It's
You,
there.
you save it. There's 64 patches on the device. I use 10, 15 regularly. Most of them are patch storage ones I've downloaded. They can be purpose built. They can be a everything patch. It really depends on what you want to do. So I'm adding a ping pong delay, stereo. Here's a cool thing about the delays, at least this one. I have a choice of what kind of delay I want. Clean, tape, old tape, bucket brigade. That's it. I'm
Old
gonna,
tape.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go with old tape because I know my crowd. All right. So I want to break
copycat.
connections because I want to put the delay before the reverb.
Okay.
So I'm going to. I did that wrong. There we go. I'm gonna trash that connection. I'm gonna trash that connection. I'm gonna connect input, audio input to the delay input, left and right. I'm gonna take the delay's output and go to the reverb, and that's it. Turn up the feedback, lower the mod rate, Add some
So you've
depth.
gone from audio input to delay and then to reverb. Is that
Yep.
right? Even though the first thing you put in was the reverb, because you've broken the connections, you're changing how the audio's passed through.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and how much control do you have over the dilapidation of the tape?
You don't.
Oh,
Well, you
okay,
kind of do. I have a delay time, I have delay feedback, I have a modulation rate, and a modulation depth, and then a mix control. But I'm turning everything up to 100 because I have this in a parallel.
Yeah. Old
Yes.
tape would be wow and flutter, so the depth is going to give it more wow and flutter.
It sounds legit.
Yeah. Sounds very ambient, doesn't it?
That's probably the ghost verb mostly. If I turn the ghost
Oh, yeah,
verb,
can you mute one of that? Oh, okay.
that's just a delay. I just
Right.
turned the mix on the ghost verb to 0.
Right. Oh, okay. Wibbly wobbly.
It will self-oscillate.
Did you know that the thing that you've just created enables you to do a hardware job this week? Because they wanted modulation and going out of tune, so you've now just opened it up. There you go. It's free.
My favorite part about this, it'll stop there. Let me turn this down. When it self-modulates, I'm guessing it's a digital limiter built into the pedal, or
like
just the way it works. It'll sound
correct it.
crazy, but it never like full feedback squeals.
It's on a leash, basically, isn't it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
My main effect that I use, that wet rig effect that I showed you earlier, I actually have on a foot switch button an LFO that sends the feedback all the way up to like exactly where I want it and then stops it. So at a button, it'll run away and self-oscillate at like the perfect volume, and then I just press it again and it just slowly goes back down.
So does the decimal range creep up by itself, or is that fully controlled too?
You can control it. I can always click into any of the buttons and adjust it. But the way I have it set up is I would press this button and it does it on a I have it on a slew limiter also, so it like speeds up. It's like a logarithmic scale of the speed at which it goes from this feedback to this feedback.
Right.
And I don't actually have it set at 0. I have it set at like -2 and change, whatever sounded right when I was making it.
Yeah. And you said, I mean, it sounded legit, and that looked pretty easy. It didn't look like much of a headache other than just building a patch. I mean, if you own a synthesizer, you're building a patch, you're taking your time, you save your patch, and then you're off to something else. What if you don't have a sound source?
Okay, let's quickly save this so we can come back to it. I haven't named it or anything, so let's find... This one's my favorite thing to look at. I don't know who made this. Oh, here we go. D. Fisher. I'm not sure who D. Fisher is. Someone in the chat that knows their patch makers better. D. Fisher's probably a known dude. This is a synthesizer, and it sounds insane. Warning, put headphones on, turn them up, blow your eardrums out.
Oh, it's Daniel from Sweetwater.
Shut up, really? This goes forever. Sorry, you're gonna have to listen to it because I don't know how to stop it.
No, this is nice.
So you're saying this is someone from Sweetwater that made this patch?
Daniel does a lot of the videos.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
Time out. Stop this, goddammit. Just stop for a minute. You don't know how to stop it.
It's slowing down. It's going
It's a
away.
forever thing.
Yeah. Okay, here's the question.
Yep.
You're saying this thing is an effects pedal. It's a synthesizer. Is it a looper
Found it.
too? Or
There is a looper.
okay, stop.
Is it a one-track looper or multi-track looper?
Is it a multi-track looper?
It's one with an option to overdub.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm new to it. I haven't used it much. Yes, we can look at it.
Yeah, can you undo your overdub? Because that's one of the things that people do. If they only have a one track, they'll do something, add something.
I know
undo
you
it,
can
and then
clear
bring it
the
back.
whole. You can clear the whole buffer. I don't think you can just turn off the overdub.
Okay.
I started making. I haven't finished it.
And this is also a sequencer too, as well.
You just
right?
sold
It
a
can
looper, you
sequence.
knob. Now he wants a fucking looper. What's wrong
I
with
got the
him?
NPC, you twat.
But what do you want a fucking looper for then?
I'm just asking if it has a
Fuck's
fucking
sake,
looper.
Tristo,
Can I
5
ask
minutes.
questions? This video is about fucking questions, you twat.
You asked them the dumbest questions on the world. Well, carry on. You're doing
How
great.
is it dumb if I don't know?
It's so you.
It is, though, isn't it?
I'm
Tone.
just gonna click a couple of random patches while we
Tone,
talk.
wait, Tone. Don't
What?
let Cresty jump ahead because he does that.
Okay.
Okay,
Oi, I said nothing.
okay.
Fucking hell.
The
on.
synth sounds it comes with,
Mm-hmm.
are the effects already tied to these presets?
No. So that last patch we were on, let's just go back to it so we can look at how it's built. Although it's honestly beyond my expertise for
Are we on
sure.
the coast now? I can hear
But
sea.
yeah, that was the beach delay. It just has a constant beach in
Oh,
the
that was
background.
nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. So this is the bass pong. This is the lead synth page.
My initial take is this is too good for Trusto.
It might be a little too good for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna still ask questions, motherfucker. Okay, take us through one preset and show us what we can do with just one preset.
Okay, so this is that synthesizer patch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
I'm trying to figure out what it's doing. There's the lead synth. Is an oscillator.
Crazy Rabbit has a dumb question too, because all questions are dumb. Chris said it's just a fucking.
Oi.
Huh.
Wabbit, what's your dumb question?
You can't
I
ask
hope it's a
questions.
joke. I hope it's a joke and
Rabbit.
not a real question. I don't know if there are effects on this. It might just be
Calm down, young man. I sound like Chris.
ADSR's got attack, decay, sustain, release, and CV output. Okay. It's got a VCA. There's a multi-filter and a slew limiter. That's probably
This
what's
is the
doing
sort of
it.
thing that Jervis should get. He'd be into this.
He would like. He would be.
into this.
Yeah, he would.
If he could figure it out
totally
and
into this.
Yeah,
get his head wrapped around it, he would.
I think he's
probably be
already
great
made
at
a
it.
comment about it's a complicated bit. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Crazy
So there's a
Rabbit's
ping pong
question
delay.
is tone for sale?
What are you paying?
Shit.
So this patch has a ping pong delay in it. So that's probably what's doing the effects. I don't think the slew limiter and the ADSR of this lead and the filter all together are really making it sound the way it does.
So the other thing I observe is that there's more than 5 things. The things you're going through can scroll up when you're looking at what you've added.
Sorry.
What's in
Say that again. You lost me
it?
there.
The thing that makes up this synthesizer is more than 5 lines
Oh.
on it, isn't it?
Yeah, each page. So this page
Yeah.
is just the UI. This is just the buttons to trigger it.
Yeah.
And people do this. Some people do this. Some people don't. I've downloaded patches where there's 10 pages and nothing's labeled as to what it is, and it's a pain in the ass. I label mine because I forget what I do. I really like the guys that do. Thank you, Dave Fisher from Sweetwater.
Right.
Bye from Sweetwater.
Nick, if you're still here, tell Dave we said thank you.
Yeah, this patch. This is like one I will never delete. It just sounds too good. It's too much fun to.
Yeah, I like that.
This is a completely digital, dead simple bass synth, and like that sounds great.
And how much control do you have over this? Once you trigger that sound.
Oh no, it's just going. I mean, I can go to the bass pong. See, look, here we go.
You know,
He's
got MIDI in and out. Can you play it for MIDI? Could
Yes.
you play MIDI? You could.
Yes,
Okay.
I've never done it actually. I've been like, I should figure that process out. But there, I mean, I don't know what he's got controlling this. It's probably an LFO. There's the LFO that's controlling it.
Oh yeah, yeah. See it working.
So now you can go in and some of these things, I can start turning the knob. It will change things, but they're still, if they're being driven by something else, like if this LFO is controlling this frequency, sure, I can, oh no, I can't. Oh, here we go. It stopped. So now I can move it around. But you see how it's like, I don't know, if you see the circle is what I'm controlling,
Yeah.
and then there's a line, that's what the LFO is doing. So this is like a synthesizer where there's an offset. Yeah, sure, it goes from, I think the lowest it'll do is 20 hertz, maybe a little lower. I think it goes just above 20,000 when you're dealing in frequency. I can also click this button and change this. No, I can't. This is a bad example. Sorry, let me find something that's good. Here we go. So the ping pong delay, it's set to hertz right now. But if I press this button in, it's not letting me do it. Why isn't it letting me do it? I wonder if there's like a lock on this patch maybe or something like that. I've never really tried to edit this patch before. Bottom line is you can change what the display is on certain it's not letting me do it on certain controls.
Yes.
From milliseconds to frequency to BPM if you're feeding it tap tempo. You can choose when you're selecting a module what it reads out as. You can always change it as it goes. Some of them, you set them certain ways, they won't do certain other things. These are the little like intricacies you get to know as you use it a lot and get to know the modules within.
Can you control that last sound you triggered? Is there an envelope for that one sound that you can?
All right, so we got an oscillator, an LFO,
Like, because to
limiter.
me, if
there's the multi filters on it.
Okay.
So yes, I can add an envelope right here and probably connect it to that multi filter. If I would want to, I don't know, based on the way this patch is laid out. This LFO is already
you commit
moving
to
it.
that, let's just say if you're recording that one sound, are you committed to it until it's done? Or is it your job to chop it up once you have the entire thing on a track?
Both.
Like, why would you? Okay.
So I can record it that way and let it play its entire length and deal with it as audio after the fact. Or I can really dig in and learn how this patch is set up and working and shorten the amount of time it runs for. And then record it that way if I wanted. If that's what you're asking. I think that's what you're getting at.
It's such a clean sound. I just, you just want to know, like, how would you even use that? And something so long. I think that's why Cressy said, is there a MIDI function for that one thing?
I've found that patches like this, I'm better off leaving them as they are and just playing them. And then, why did I do that again?
See, that's what I think Trader is saying he finds frustrating too. That right there. Wait, how did you kill that anyways?
I just went to the audio output
Okay.
and just literally turned it down. So you can do that. And I can control that with, I can set that to be controlled with a button. I can set that to be controlled with the control port. So there's however many ways to skin a cat when you're dealing with modular, you're in the same boat here.
Yeah.
Don't skin cats.
Don't skin your cats. But you get what I'm saying. Like if you wanted to, see, it's still going. You just bring the volume back up. If I wanted to control that and have that really easy way to turn the volume down because I want to record just a short, like, woo, and be done.
Right.
If I want the note to play for less time, I'd have to really dig into the patch and figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'd be more inclined to just try to build just that bass patch as is in a separate patch and make it do it the way I wanted to.
Yeah. Here's a big question, and this is going to be more for me. I'm a drone guy, cinematic guy. How do you sell this to people who are into cinematics and drones? If this thing would you consider this a necessity for people like us?
A necessity, no. A really good choice, probably. I feel droney, cinematic, ambient, washy. I don't want to say it's easy to do, because it's not easy to do well. But if you have the right tools, it's easy to get close. This is a patch I love. This is better with something that's got more a more legato sound.
This thing sounds nice.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find something that's a little more... Oh, there's that choir. Where is it? Come on, where are you? I'm not finding it. Of course I'm not finding it now that I want to find it. Let's just go with ensemble strings too.
And this is all through the Zoia.
Yeah. So
Can you freeze that? Can you freeze the sound?
I don't think you could build a freeze into it. This patch doesn't necessarily have a freeze built in. This is the ensemble strings patch without the Zoia at all. That's just the tone verk. And then that's this patch. Doing it, I'm not touching it anymore. It's doing it on its own.
That kind of reminds me of the microcosm there a little bit.
Yeah, it is it's not a microcosm copy, but it's the same idea. Where is that other reverb that you've already heard, you love, I love? Here we go. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like the Nucleo. Let me go back to... Where is it now? I think that reverb's beautiful.
It is. It's nice.
And it trails forever. I play guitar through this patch a lot.
Can you operate this pedal while heavily sedated on mushrooms and or LSD? Inquiring minds want to know.
User beware? I don't know. I've operated on a lot of weed, but not that often.
Okay.
Caffeine works great for this thing.
Cressy was talking about a looper on this thing.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to look for that. I started building... What's that new looper that just came out? American company... Oh, my God. What is it called? What did I call it? Pattern Keeper.
What's the thing about the new looper then?
I tried to make the pattern. That pedal came out and I was like, I want that pedal. And I was like, wait a minute, I can make that pedal.
Okay. So
I think of it more of a cocaine device.
What's its thing that it can do then? What's the special thing about it?
Pattern Keeper is a stereo looper with up to a minute in recording time, overdub, reverse, a bipolar filter.
Ooh. Give us a drone. Loop a drone.
Oh my god, no, I need a drone.
And loop a string sequence in there.
Give us a drone. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I can figure out. I'm not good at this stuff, like making that kind of stuff on the fly.
If you're gonna come on a live show and say
I'm
you're not
supposed to
good
talk
at
about
this stuff,
what this does, not what I do.
get in there and fucking do it. Smoke a joint and you figure it out in front of these people. Sell it. Hard sell it.
Okay, so that should be cleared. I don't think it recorded. Oh, it did. So that's looping right now. I don't know what I have this looper set to. This was a patch that I started building. I have not finished it as of yet. There are things I need to figure out how to do still. For example, if I look at the settings of this looper, it's got a max recording time of 32 seconds. It records for 32 seconds. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Now there are ways to like add other modules and control that. I don't know how to do it as of yet. I haven't figured it out.
Okay, now record a sustained something low, like a low string. Sustain it for like 3-4 seconds. While this is looping back and forth.
Yeah, I just gotta find the right patch.
I don't want to discourage you, Tone. You really are doing great.
I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't think I recorded anything. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
I did record bass. I started playing late in the buffer, I guess.
It's all right. It's just a tutorial here.
Yeah.
We get
So
it.
the big thing I wanted to be able to do with this patch, now I have to find where the setting is, was be able to loop and then filter and have that filter. So if I have this at end of chain, I can not loop and just control a filter, bipolar filter, or if I want to loop and then filter, I can. And this will do that because the input runs through the filter. Where did I put the filter settings? Here we go.
And that's the bipolar filter you were talking about.
Yeah. So literally at 0, or close as I can get to it, that is no filter either way. Now it's a little wonky because of the way I have it built. It's actually, this control is controlling 2 different filters at once. So when I get to a positive number, it's disengaging the low pass and engaging the high pass.
Okay, add a background drone, Tone.
All right, hold on, let me get back to 0,
Okay.
or close
I
to it.
like what this thing is doing.
Let me go here.
And you're using the tone vert, right?
Yeah, all the sounds are from the tone verb.
Nice.
other than the patch that we showed before. That was the Zoia. Come on. Of course, this is legato. This loop is wild, by the way.
It sounds, hey, she put a drum behind it, and we good to go. We can get Cressy to add some drums behind it.
It's all about finding the drone patch. That's ugly.
Yeah, the tone work is nice, tactical. Oh, there we go.
This just isn't going to drone the way you want.
Just as long as something in the background.
Oh, it's there. Hold on. Let me see if I can get volume out of it.
Moving, sounds nice.
Okay. Now let's go back to you. Source, let's turn the rubber knobs. I'm recording now. It's on 30 seconds. I'm just holding this note until it starts playing again. All right, here it comes. Hands off.
Now, can you go in
Here,
here and...
hold on. You can hear that.
Yeah.
That's the resonance flipping between the two filters. In reality, I would likely never sit between the two. Using, and this is the reason I made this way, I knew this would be an issue. I would basically leave this here, and when I want to, I would just, get that out of it.
Right.
And then, or get that out of it if I needed to. And now I can set this to a MIDI. I can control this with MIDI from elsewhere. I don't have to use this knob that turns slowly. I could.
Right.
There's all different ways it can be done. This patch is absolutely a work in progress for me, but it does what I want.
Right.
It's just two loopers. I actually had to build the loopers, not stereo. So I had to make two loopers, connect one input to one input to the other, set both their outputs to go to this crazy thing. This is two state variable filters, a CV in-out switch, and two audio in-out switches. That's why you hear when I go back to this control. That's why you hear this. That is basically doing the job of a foot switch automatically based on where I have this knob set. and it sends the audio via CV to one of the two state variable filters and the audio. It's crazy what it does. I had to like look up. Oh, that's another thing. Let's stop this for a second. I have to look up a lot of these headier things I try to do. If I need to just patch an effect, make foot switches do things, set tap tempos, set MIDI tempo, stuff like that, I usually get by pretty good. To make this filter work the way I wanted, I had to read a whole lot. I'm going to bring up... Oh, no, you know what? Never mind.
Do any of your T-shirts have the word nerd on?
No.
They really ought to.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They really ought to.
I mean, you know what? Cressy has a good point. What?
It's, congratulations on doing all this stuff, by the way. It's like, holy fuck.
Some people look at it as this could be a very, very difficult thing to work around. But if you are in the right state of mind, like Tone, and you take the time out to want to learn these things, and be honest, Tone, is it easier? Is it something that you could wrap your head around fairly quick? Is it always going to be this device where anytime you want to figure out something new with it, you're going to bang your head until you don't? Is it intuitive for the most part?
This is going to depend on how you learn. Now, is the Zoia a great device if you want to, say, just find high-level patches that people have made that sound the way you want on patch storage, load them up and use them? It works great like that. It is not going to stop you from making sounds with it if that's the way you want to work. If you want to make simple patches because that's what you know how to do, great. I rarely have to go back to documentation to figure out something again. Typically, once I've figured out how to make it work, I can make it work again. The difficult part becomes after you've made a patch and been using it for 2 years, like my main wet rig patch. I don't know how I set it up at this point. I could figure it out. I can look at it and go, oh, that's how I made that do that thing. That's why that works that way. Once I built it, it did what I wanted, my hands are off. I basically made a pedal that I can use and will use again. I think the users that understand the in and outs of modular synthesis in a very esoteric fashion, they're not just like, oh, let me plug this in and see how that sounds. Because you can do that with modular. You can just plug in, turn a knob, and it's immediate. That's the one downside to this, if that's the world you're used to, is this is not that kind of immediate.
Yeah, it's more programming, isn't it?
Right. But it's the same thing. It's just on a very different interface level.
Yeah.
For someone who does not own a pedal, would this be good for a first, perhaps final, or get a speak and spell? If you've never owned a pedal before, this is not the first pedal you should buy.
No.
I got to speak and spell, so.
This is the pedal. This is like I was going to say a boss pedal, but now you're going to think I'm talking about Roland Boss. I mean, this is like the final dungeon boss of pedals.
So is this your end-all pedal? Like, are you ever looking at Chase Bliss and Strymon?
Yeah, I look at those things all the time. But you know what I find is when I look, typically, I look at a new pedal and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. What does it do? How does it do it? And then I go, can I make that on the Zoia? And then I go and try. Or I go to patch storage and see if someone else has. There is night sky copies on patch storage for Zoia like there's fish in the ocean. There's a zillion of them. There are the new Old Blood Noise pedal that they did with Emily Hopkins, The Parting. There's already one of those on patch storage. I downloaded it. It sounded great. It's crazy. I don't know how to use it. I have a Mood copy in here. I have an Echo Rec on here that I downloaded. I have
Do you remember these
Anything.
Roland things they brought out ages ago that were a something, but then you could go in and program it to do something completely different? I forgot what they were called now. They were an era thing, weren't they? So they're no longer made, but it was you would go out and buy a decimator. It was sold as a decimator.
Okay.
And that's what it did. But then you could get an app for it that you could reconfigure it to turn it into anything. It could be a VCO. It could be
I'm
a
not
filter.
familiar with what you're talking about, but that sounds similar to what this can do.
Yeah, it's giving me those sort of vibes. It's like it's a thing that it's got presets, so you can just use its presets. But if you want to go and build your own fucking thing, it'll fucking well let you.
Yes.
Right.
You just need to have the brain to do it.
Visio, you do need a brain to do it.
Yeah.
Visio, I have the Arturia Audio Fuse 16 rig. I think it's the one space rack mount, 16 stereo input guy. If you're in the market, in the same price range is or close to the same price range, it's a little bit more money, is there's an RME that is the same ish ins and outs and around the same price. I think it might be a better choice. I like the Audio Fuse, but you can ask Jervis how I feel about Arturia manuals. It leaves a little to be desired. There's a couple of things that are like a little half baked into it. That would make it great. Let me see if I can find a couple of other. Oh, here's one. The Pollinator. Beatronics just made it. It's a delay with filter and octave. Let me find a better patch. But that was something I saw a video for. I was like, that sounds really cool. That it was a guitar video, but I was like, that would be cool on synthesizers. And then I looked into how it was made. I'm like, this is a dead simple audio circuit. I'm like, I can build this in the Zoia. The hardest part was making it sound the same because you are slightly limited in like voicing options.
Has there been any updates that added new things?
Yeah, this is on. Ooh, can I see it in here? Maybe. Oh, here we go. It says right at the top. This is version 5.30. Okay. When I bought it, it was on 1.05.
Right.
They added the looper. They added the sampler. They added they've added things to individual modules. Like modules that came in mono only are now in stereo or available to be in stereo. Stuff like that.
What other things do this company make? Do they make individual effects pedals?
Yeah, they make really popular ones.
So my immediate thing is this or was this at some point their dev box for making their pedals?
That is something
that you know what, we could actually sell this.
Yeah, I think they kind of did that. I think they wanted a functional sandbox. I think that was the idea.
Yeah.
Let me get back to OBS. Let me transition to... There we go. This compressor, these two compressors are wonderful. They make this Para EQ pedal. Everyone likes it. I don't know anyone that doesn't like their shit. Anyone that knows about their stuff. Here's the Eurorack version. So you see it's slightly larger. It's got the screws and then it's got patch points.
Is that the same thing though? Is it?
It's exactly the same. It just has patches that you can then select that they're on or off.
Oh, okay.
These two pedals were wildly popular in guitar and synth world, the ecosystem and the reverb. This is where that Ghost Verb patch comes from, in fact. It says Ghost right there.
Yeah.
I've heard this thing. This is rad. It's just a heavy distortion pedal, 2 channels worth of it. And then they do cool stuff like this.
Oh, right. Wow.
They've actually cut back. It's not on the screen.
They have consolidated their product listing.
They have. There used to be more. They got rid of certain things.
Yeah, I'd imagine whatever move they're keeping, whatever like hung around, they got rid of them once they sold them all
Right.
and move on to do new stuff.
So does Zoya essentially want to be like the Behringer of synth world? You don't have to go and buy anything anymore. If you want these pedals that are coming out, you can create everything right here.
No,
one time buy, one purchase for $549 used, I believe.
No, because this is not going to sound. If you want a tube screamer, you need to buy or a tube screamer or a version of a tube screamer. You can't do the same thing in this pedal. If you want that chewy goodness of an analog CE2, you gotta buy a CE2. You're not gonna get that. As good as the core sounds are in this thing, you're not gonna get that true analog specific. Now I'm not, and this is not analog versus digital. This is just the differences between them. There are sounds that you can't fully replicate at the price point that this is in a box that does all of this. Sure, you can do it in a plug-in. Get close. That's an argument people love to have.
You know the components you're putting together. So is it that you have a reverb component that you're putting together, or do you have the components that make a reverb up that you put together?
Both, because
shit. That's awesome. Because when you were talking a minute ago about when you're trying to compare to other people doing stuff and they're saying like that, they're dedicated effect. I was thinking, okay, so if you've got a flanger, you just have like the flanger module, and that's so if you wanted a characterful flanger that was trying to emulate like a Boss flanger or something like that, you got their flavour of flanger and that's it. But you're saying that you actually have the components of a flanger as well, or a reverb or whatever.
Yeah, because think about it this way. All audio effects are basically built on two premises: volume and time. Every effect you've ever heard is a processing of one of those two, or both of those two things. Delay is just a time effect. Reverb is just that same time effect used differently.
Okay.
So, sure, I can choose the plate reverb, the hall reverb, the room reverb, the ghost verb, the reverb light. Sure, I can choose a delay with modulation or a ping pong delay or a reverse delay.
Okay.
But I can also...
Is this a Canadian company?
Empress is Canadian, yes. They are. It comes with maple syrup. I'm kidding, it doesn't come with maple syrup.
It definitely don't come
I
with the
wish
Snow
it
Beast.
came with maple syrup.
The Snow Beast has since been long dead, so we're not going to ever...
What am I looking for?
Or has it been?
Delay. So somewhere in here, I hope it's in here. Maybe it's in a different folder. There it is. Delay line. And this is literally just a delay line. It takes the incoming audio, you set it to the time, and it delays it to the output for that time.
Give us an example, Tom.
Any delay you've ever heard is just the delay line, and what you're hearing is the dry audio, and then that same dry audio delayed by a set amount of time.
Right.
Depending on how you then move that time, things happen to audio. Vibrato is a delay effect. Chorus is just a vibrato with the dry mixed in.
Okay.
These things get dead simple. When you really break it down to what makes an effect happen, it ends up being incredibly simple. It ends up being just one of the two things, and then whether it's volume or time that you're manipulating. And if you understand that, and if you know how to modulate that or affect that physically, however you want to affect that signal, you get the effects that we know and love that we hear on everything. What's Warren saying? Send, EQ, overdrive, reverb, stereo chords, phaser, old tapes. Yeah, that's basically, I can choose a delay that has an old tape effect and just turn the delay off and just listen to the tape version of it. I can go to this wonderful patch, and I'm going to forget the guy's name. He's all over patch storage, and he makes really nice, where the hell is it? There it is, tape. Really nice patches. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's just the
Take this.
the tape hiss effect, which I can... There's a dropout on this patch. Noise level. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then I can play through it. So the idea of this patch is specifically to play through it something, and it gives it a sound like it's been done through tape.
Gives it character.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's add some gain.
It's a bit like the old lo-fi stuff on the 404 or whatever.
There's a filter. There's a reverb built into it. Some output gains to make it a little louder. There's a dropouts. What patch is this?
I get why you like it now.
It's just a rubber saw.
So nice.
Yeah, it's... What's really fun for me is I don't have to go buy a pedal to explore what the sound is. I don't have to... If I decide I want...
It's your anti-gas pedal.
Yes.
It
Yes.
really is, isn't it?
And
So,
it's not...
a lot of that new thing. Oh, how's that done? Oh,
It's not only
I'm gonna
that.
build
It's like
that.
I don't need to be locked in. If I want a specific sound and I need to go buy the pedal to make that sound, if I ever want a slightly different version of that sound, I have to go find a new way to make that sound. I don't have to do that here.
yeah.
I can say I want tape hiss. There's tape hiss. I can say I want the biggest, dumbest reverb ever, and I want to just like play pretty guitar through it, and I have that Nucleo sounding patch. Here's a cool one. Is this what I think it is? Oh my god, this is a mess. Yes. This is a tricourse. So, with a delay on it, apparently. This is a patch I had started making. I think I have two of them, right? Maybe two is better. Yeah, two's got really controls.
Now there's a website you said that you can go and get certain patches that others have built.
Patchstorage.com.
Okay, is that free or is
Yes.
it okay?
Nope, it's completely free. People
Can you
do-
bring that up again? We have some new people in chat right now. And
Yes. Let me...
so
back
if
to
you're
it.
running out of ideas or you don't know how to create something on this device, you can go to a website and basically get the schematics and download it into the Zoia.
You actually get the patch.
Yeah, you actually download the patch, and now depending on... Now, this is all user stuff, so depending on what the people decided to do, there may be... So this is patchstorage.com. They have
Did
a
they
zillion
get voted on?
platforms in
Is
here.
there like a top 10 or anything like that?
No,
Is it
there
just
are, well,
latest?
there are like buttons within each
Oh, you
person's
can not
patch.
star rate it, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But if you want, there are sub 37 patches in here. There are what else is there? Loopy Pro patches, Max MSP patches, Meris LVX, but Meris Mercury X patches, 146 of them. That
Is
pedal,
there only 2,600 patches?
there are not because they're just
No,
aren't.
'cause
I've downloaded
There'll be photos. Won't there?
one of these Moog Model 15 patches for the Model 15 app. It's excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Man, everything. I don't know if anyone knows what this stuff is. It's super nerd stuff right here. This is like digital... Oh my god, I don't even know how to explain it. They're computer programs, really lightweight computer programs that do things with audio. You can download patches for those. Control stuff. Reactor patches. I mean, some of them, there's obviously not a lot of everything. 70 Deluge patches on here. 8,917 VC VRAC
Any
patches.
Tonework patches.
There are not Tonework patches.
But you
Unless
could,
they added it.
you could upload some, couldn't you, when you start doing them?
Probably not, because they would be samples, so the sample library would be huge.
Oh. Oh, yeah, okay.
But for example, Here, this guy. Go outside. This is that tape patch I was showing you a moment ago. This guy makes sick patches. But I mean, there's just like, this goes on forever. This guy right here, Christopher H.M. Jacques, he is the internet's Zoia expert. He has a YouTube channel that he deep dives everything. He built, I'm going to quickly, that's the module index. He put this document together, this Google spreadsheet. Oh my God, it takes forever. Okay, so this takes a while to load because it's like a couple of hundred pages. But basically, it goes by, I can't even get to the table of contents. Patch by patch. There's a decent Reddit community and a good Facebook community for it. There's a Discord as well that I use. Here we go. So like, I can choose.
Christ.
Right, it's crazy.
Who sits and read this shit, Tone? Come on.
I do when I need to figure out how to
Well.
do something.
Time well.
Like this is just the pixel, which is literally just a single button on the screen, rather on the pad. Like what you can do with it. This is what it says in the manual for it, and then here's what he's added to it, and then like you can make UI buttons and change their colors, and like this is how you really deep dive if you want to figure out how to do it. This is how that filter. This is where I found how to make the filter do what I wanted it to do. But like even like to the point where he lays it all out. Now look, Christopher's super smart. He does a lot, but I mean, shit, we've been talking here for an hour and a half about this.
It's nothing.
He'll spend an hour and a half talking about one module.
Okay, here's a better question, and this for those of you who are like me right now, I'm totally not buying this, right? But what would make it more advantageous is, does it have? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Does it have an editor where you can just go in and look at everything?
By the way, it does. I forgot about this because this is actually brand new. This
We
program.
might be onto something here. We might be. The screen is too small. I want to see more workings. If it has an editor, we might be onto something. But it can't be. It can't be a difficult editor, mind you.
I've only really I downloaded it. It's brand new. It's a user-made piece of software. It's
okay,
not.
so it's third party.
It's third party. I've only messed with it a little bit, but it's been updated twice since it's been out, and
so it's still getting some love from the developer itself.
right. Let me get back to here it is.
Da Vinci Girl agrees. The editor is most important for a buy decision.
This is what's on patch storage. This is that website. You can download any of the patches right here. I don't actually have to go to the website anymore.
Okay.
I do because that's what I have bookmarked, and I haven't
And
really
is
dug
this
through this a lot.
Is
Oh,
this
that's
through
the librarian then, yeah.
This is the librarian, but
through USB, or you have to put it on a card first?
you have to put it on the micro SD card. There is no USB jack.
Okay.
So this is one I've downloaded. This is the Emily Hopkins Old Blood Noise pedal. This is what it says on patch storage. Here is the actual grid.
Okay.
And so there's my, that button's an LFO BPM. This one's a wet dry mix. So you can, from what I understand, you can build patches in here.
Are you seeing the visual feedback on your actual device?
No, because it's not connected. Oh. Again, you would
It's no
build the
USB.
patch.
Okay.
If you conceptually know what you want to do, I could conceivably build a patch in this software, put my micro SD card in my card reader,
Okay.
and then
It's-
put it
it's
on
not
there
a
and then
live
pop it in and
connection.
it's there.
It's,
It's not a live connection.
It's make a painting and then export as if it looks like it.
Right.
As if it works.
I don't know why they chose specifically to do SD as opposed to USB connections. I'm assuming, and I think this is a matter of USB changes constantly.
Okay.
I imagine it's also cheaper to manufacture by a decent amount to just have a card reader that does all the work. instead
when
of
did
having
the Zoia come
USB,
out?
because then you got to literally on the circuit board send that information to different places, whereas an SD card is flashing memory, flashing information onto the device's memory, and then that's where it exists.
Yeah.
So all the processing happens on the pedal, always and only,
Yeah.
as opposed to trying to connect other things to it and letting them talk back and forth. That adds a lot of
When did it come out?
parts. When did it come out? It's been a minute now.
Okay, chat. Let me
I bought it
ask.
years ago. I don't even know.
I'm going to ask chat. Is this a intuitive editor for you to say, I could purchase this?
Oh, let me bring it back up. I'm sorry. I should have left that there. No, that's not it. That's it. If I had an SD card, this is where that would be. I'd have the patches back and forth, be able to move them around. Oh, it's searching. Okay, good. It's, yeah, see, it's looking for my doxing myself. It's looking for things that aren't there. But from what I understand, so actually let's try. Oh wow, it brought a second page over here, second window.
So there's more to the editor than just this one page we're looking at, correct? Like,
Yeah, when I clicked new patch, it gave me this, so I can choose. See, here's that menu. When I press a button on the grid,
Right.
I don't even know if you guys can see this because I lost the stream. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get that back.
Yeah,
There
we can see it.
You can, okay. When I pressed a pad on it and I chose audio, these are the audio modules I have a choice of.
I think
These are
Warhard
the
Arts
interface.
is interested in this,
one.
Tony.
These-
You better
here's
keep
the
going.
CV stuff. I prefer it to be flexible offline. Are you saying you prefer your devices to work without being connected standalone? Yeah. Now that I'm used to it, I'm quite fast on it. As long as navigating around anyway, I still have to figure out what the hell I want to make, and how to make it. But as far as, adding modules, knowing how many ins and outs I want, knowing how I want to control them, knowing where I want to lay them out, moving them around on the grid, connecting them, disconnecting them, connecting them to something else, I'm good with that. These are all the effect patches I have available to me. And so I guess I could make a patch right here and send it over. I don't know if I would want to.
So this wouldn't be an easier route, you think, huh?
It's going to depend on if I very much know exactly what I want to do.
Because editors are supposed to make things a little bit easier. This is counterintuitive.
Not that it's counterintuitive.
It's different. It's not
It's
what
ju-
you expected.
Right.
That's what it is.
It'd be like if I told you to build a patch on your hydrosynth without touching or listening to your hydrosynth. How difficult would that be for you?
That's difficult.
This is what I'm doing here. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Right.
can't hear this until I build it,
Right.
put it on an SD card, put the SD card in, install it, and then plug it in and listen. If
That
it doesn't
just doesn't
work,
make any sense to me. Why?
It's sort of it's third party. It's their way of doing it.
Yeah.
So it's,
yeah. This is the kind of thing people were asking for this for years. People were like, "We need a librarian. We need to be able to build patches on the computer."
Yeah. I think the librarian is the main thing that is mostly used.
Yes.
The rest of it is.
The patch
the
building
good
was
that
a second update. Let's see,
Yeah,
does it tell
but
me what
it
version
is good that you get to see all the components in a little list, so you can it's a bigger screen for looking at the things that can make. I think as an overview
here,
of what
it
it can
doesn't.
do is probably.
Oh, here we go.
really good.
So this is version
Yeah.
2.1. This started as a librarian.
Yeah.
They added the patch building in 2.1. They added, maybe even in 2.0. They added a couple of other things in subsequent 1.x versions that I don't remember because I didn't even get a hold of it until 2.0. But I think it's really all about. Oh, it's being slow right now. This is probably because of all the breaking my poor computer right now.
Yeah.
The librarian was the big thing because because of patch storage. What did it say here? Does it list the number? It doesn't. but I mean,
How close?
this is thousands and thousands and
That's
thousands
insane.
of patches.
That's insane.
So you can download all of them.
What I would do with this is if I have a patch that I like, I would find it in the librarian, look, and then load it into the editor to see how it was built.
Yes.
To understand it. That's what
It
this
is.
is about.
It is definitely quicker to click around to see how things are connected on the computer than it is on the buttons of the device itself, because you have to shift view to see where connections are made. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not, because you can have a module on page 1 connected to a module on page 2, 2 of them on page 3, and 1 on page 4. So then when you let me bring up the
And then I'm
again, so I see it a
curious
little
too,
better.
Tone. I'm very curious. How close can you get to a microcosm mosaic glitch effect with sound?
Pretty close. Very close. Insanely close. It'd probably get all the way there.
Really?
There are microcosm.
See, that's
like I said, there are
impressive.
microcosm copies all over patch storage. That's another one that's very popular. But like, this is a bad example. Let me get to this page.
Warheart Arts is asking how much
How much money?
for this. I think it was 500.
They're $550 new. I got this
Yeah.
for $450 on Reverb, and it was like brand new. All right, so you see when I press this audio, so this is
Hang on one second. Hang on. Warhearts, if you're serious, look up Sweetwater, get a hold of Nick Mignani, and he'll hook you up with an awesome deal. And if you want more information, hit me in Discord, and I'll get you his number. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Tom.
feel free to message me about this in Discord as well if you're in there. I love talking about it. This is this default page for this patch, but if I press the audio input, it lights up, and you'll see this is lit up also because this is the connection that's being made. If I press shift and the eyeball, it tells me slap switch. I don't know what. I don't even know what that is or why that's. I probably named that for some reason. I don't know. Oh, slap delay is probably what it is. Slap delay switch. So I can press a button and it'll show me where the connections are made, but I can also connect this audio input to 64 pages worth of modules. So you don't always know what's connected where. That's the advantage of this menu that shows you the connection list. But even that, like, that's a shift function. I want to get out and see what this is connected to. I got to do this. It's actually a bad example. I got to do it again. Oh. Hello. I've never seen this before.
There you go.
Get out of here. What?
I like the look at that, whatever that is.
Oh, it's a mixer page because I'm guessing this is a mixer module. Yeah, this is an audio mixer.
See, you don't need your Tascam mixer anymore. Just get this.
Look
Just
at
get
that.
this.
That's awesome. I had no idea. Oh, now it's not moving it though?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. It is. It's just
It is.
very
It's just it's
slow.
yeah, it's high resolution, isn't it?
That's crazy. All right, anyway. I didn't know they could do that. But what I was trying to get at is that's where the librarian's kind of useful. If I wanted to know what this audio input is connected to, and I can't see it all at once, and I need to see it fast, or I want to plan out. I make a patch. It doesn't work perfectly. It's got the idea, but it's broken for some reason. Things aren't wrong. I put it in that librarian, and now I can look at it and go, oh, I didn't even realize
so
I
you
made
can
this
reverse
connection
engineer
here.
some
Yes,
things, right?
yes.
Essentially. Okay, let's hear how close this thing can get to a microcosm mosaic. For those of you who own a microcosm, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Now, here's the question. Do I have a microcosm patch on here? I don't think I do. I was really into the Boss Slicer, and I was trying to find a copy of that, and wound up it wasn't something I wanted anyway. So I've got a zillion Slicer patches in here. This thing's crazy. This is Vangelis Verb. Just a cool sounding reverb.
Now, when we see these things light up, what's the visual? Are these lights supposed to tell you something, or
It depends
okay?
on the patch and the builder. In this case, it doesn't look like it. They are. This is just plate reverb, LFO, pitch shifting, hall reverb, CV filter, audio output, all smashed into one page. This patch is a mess.
Which
Mitch
sounds nice.
Lance made this patch, and it sounds beautiful, but like
Right.
I hate looking at this. Then there's no, that's not a good example. Where's that? Nope. Sorry, there's a delay in here somewhere that's got a really cool interface.
But you've personally heard this thing come close to a Mosaic?
I've heard this. I know how crazy it can sound. I don't know the patch you're speaking of well enough to be like, oh yeah, I've heard specifically that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like, yeah, you'll get there if you know what you're doing. If you,
Right. And that's the thing. You have to be willing to put the time into this.
oh, here's this
Or
one's
if you,
fun.
or you find one on patch storage.
Yeah. Or you can find a patch, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the simplest patch. It's just a tape stop.
You know, in the editor,
Yeah.
could you have two patches open and then copy and paste from one to another to move components?
It did
around?
not look. It did not look like it could. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. It's actually not showing up as good on camera as it does in person. I actually have the buttons turned down, and this is just
Yeah.
it's on camera.
Yeah, you just blast your camera on it.
And like someone built the. I don't know. I'm assuming these are pixels or UI buttons, and they're probably set to LFOs, set to. Let's see, we can figure it out. Yeah, see, that's CV in on a pixel module. If I look at where that's connected, oh, that's showing the wave.
Interesting.
It's connected to an LFO output. So there's just an LFO set to do this. I don't know if that LFO is also controlling an audio effect. And again, for example, this is that patch dry. No Zoya. It's not.
For as small as this box is, it sounds really
So
good.
it does. Funny story.
Can you give us a size comparison too? Some people want to see how big this or how small this thing
Yeah,
actually is.
Let me grab where. Oh, it's right here. This is a standard boss pedal. This is a sick boss pedal if you don't know about it. Bass players highly recommend this, but in fact, I got a ruler.
How many qubits wide is it?
So
Hey,
it's
Apollo.
just over 5 inches wide,
Recon, welcome in Recon. Apollo,
3
Shaba.
3/4. What is that? Just under 2 inches tall. For the metrics, just over 14 mil wide. Just about 9 mil this way.
90.
90?
Yeah. 90 mil.
Yes, 90 mil, sorry. 55 tall?
How many miles is that? Shut up. That's all in chat.
I don't know who said that, but that's funny. This is for an
Shout out
idea
overload.
of. It is a little tall this
Yeah.
way. On a pedal board, it sits a little
It's
high.
slanted, isn't it? Is it slanted?
It's
Or is
not.
It's boxy.
It's straight. It's just a box. It's a straight up. There's a number and letter combination for what this box is made of. I don't remember what it is.
How big are those buttons? Are you trampling over? Like, are you hitting two buttons at once? All of the illuminated buttons, or
I mean, I have when
they're-
I'm being
they're-
really fast, but like,
Yeah.
I don't have small hands. This is like, yeah, sure, it's a pedal, Sure, you can put it on a pedal board. I never put it on the pedal board. It's always on the desktop.
Yeah.
I'm careful. So, like, if I really needed to or wanted to, I would. But it's not why I bought it. Frank says hi, by the way. It's not why I bought it. I bought it to be a desktop for the DAWless rig and for reamping in and out of software.
So my mate has just messaged me and says, "Can you hook me up with him? He wants to talk to you about the Zoia." So I will message.
Yeah,
you
give him if
afterwards.
he's. I don't know, but we'll figure it out afterwards,
Yeah,
Chris.
we'll
What the
figure it
best way
afterwards.
for him to get in touch with me is.
Yeah.
If you put it on the bottom, stand up and try to read what. Yes. Da Vinci Girl is correct. It is not. Okay, so on screen, it looks way worse than it does in real life. The screen's actually pretty sharp and from a distance. Like, that says number 3 Loop Forest. If I had that on my pedal board and I was standing, I would know that's what it is. I wouldn't, but you wouldn't be editing. Like, to look at something like this, that says delay with mod delay time. I would never need to press that to adjust while I'm standing on a stage playing guitar.
Yeah, I would never put this on a pedal or on a pedal board. This is extremely hands-on. It seems like you would want to constantly be manipulating things.
Yeah, well, you can do other things. Let me actually show, because you can use this in a pedal board format.
Or I'm sorry, unless you're going to the libraries and you're just downloading patches and you
How'd
don't
that work?
care to do anything yourself on this thing, then maybe that's what you do. You put it on the pedal board, you have everything downloaded into here.
Right.
It stays there.
Select, scroll, bypass. By changing that function, I now have that functionality. Oh, this is a bad effect choice.
Welcome in, George.
So now I have a bypass. I can scroll. This is a mood.
That's a mood, huh?
I don't know how to use this. Because, of course, no one knows how to use the mood. There we go. It's mooding. I'm not... No hands. And it's even... Apparently this layout is meant to look like... It's got the 6 knobs like the mood does. So, like, I know, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, reverb mix, reverb decay, clock number, loop mix, length number, modify number. I think the pink is just... Yeah, the pink is just because it's the color of the mood as a pedal.
So-
that's really hard to see on screen. I'm sorry. It looks great in person. That's the other thing.
So no dip switch functions or color for dip switches.
Well, no, but loopers, clock control, ins and out, mix, delays, reverbs, preset switch, presets 1 through 3, presets 4 through 6. Who made this? Dan Bertola made this in March of 2024. It's version 1.5 of it. There might be ways to do things in here that are like things that the dip switches do. I have no idea. I've never dug into this patch beyond like...
Because the dip switches are a huge part of Chase Bliss's pedals.
Right.
You know?
But like I've never gone beyond just like using it this way.
Da Vinci Girl, if you're interested in this, you can find it on... well, you're in Germany, so...
Toman has it.
It's
Anderton's
everywhere.
has it. They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Empress Zoia. You can't miss it
Yeah. It's about
if you're looking for it.
It's about £500 UK.
Yeah.
So sort of €500.
And there's a for another 25%, 20-25%, there's a Euro rack version with patch points and additional buttons to control them for CV and audio in and out.
Thanks, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I don't know who. I'm just looking at me on the screen, so I don't know who's here. I don't see the chat.
The world's here.
The world's here.
Yeah. Don't get too nervous.
No, I'm not.
So you can make this thing as simple as you want, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't care to know the thing's tone knows, and if you don't care to read and want to design your own patches, you don't have to do that. You can simply go to a library, download whatever patch you want for this, and away you go.
So this was a patch I started and never really continued with. I wanted to make a patch that was, I called it Toy Box. And the idea here was I was going to put every effect module, all the sound, like effect module sounds in here, and then a complex pedal switching system where I could literally just like have a signal going in and say, this is what the reverb sounds like. Click it again. This is what that sounds like. Click it again. This is what that sounds like. I just never got there.
Why does that not surprise me, George?
Yeah, George, honestly, like, it's the used market's great for them because people buy it, they go, this is not for me, and they turn around and sell it really fast. So you get brand new units that have hardly been touched for between $350 and $500. And it's not a huge discount, but like a 400's pretty good. That's 20% less than what the price of the unit is.
Can you do us a favor, Tone, and demo some more sounds for people who just came in?
Sure. This guy's fun. Let me get a better patch here. What I should have done was made a made a sequence on this thing, so I could have just hit play and looked at it. Now I got to actually play things. You guys are going to find out how mediocre a musician I really am. Seems quiet.
See, that's something like a microcosm right there.
Yeah, the looper style pedals are very popular. The looper style patches are very popular to make on Patch Storage anyway. Shaba, that's great. Yeah, I got mine on Reverb. And like I said, in the box, it was in the bag that it came with from Empress. It had the MIDI plug attachments. It had the Empress stickers. It literally, someone must have opened it, played with it for half an hour and said, I can't do this, and sent it back to whoever was then selling it on Reverb.
What about you, Cress? Is this something you would like have time to mess around with?
I understand how it works, and I can see the appeal, but probably not for me.
Yeah. Is it a workflow thing, you think?
I'm just fucking lazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it looks. I mean, if he gave me the box and said, right, go and put a reverb, and I go, I haven't got a clue, but it looks approachable from what I've watched. It's not impossible.
No, there is a curve. That curve to me goes like this.
It's a step.
Yeah, it's just getting how to
the
move
step,
around and why, and then once you're there, if you
Yeah.
understand audio and you understand effects and you understand modular well, you will be in a good place.
There's
You'll
an
be able to
initial
make stuff.
step that some people who buy it never get over.
Right.
They go, no. And they're out. You know what I mean? Chris is a musician, not a goddamn programmer. Well, I'll have you know that
Here we go.
that was from Bicky, so I had to do my anti-Bicky comment. I spent 20 years doing 3D, which does lots of shit for programming. So I do programming. Depends what you're doing for your mindset to if you want to do it or don't want to do it. So there's that. But I've done node editing for materials and shit in 3D. So yeah.
I'm going to again quickly turn off
This thing sounds
the effects. So
amazing.
this is the patch
Okay.
from the Tonework on its own. Now here's the Zoia in parallel. And this is just that Nucleo. Again, I don't know if the guy was trying to make the Nucleo, but it reminds me of it, and the patch is called Pripyat, which is the town in the Ukraine where Chernobyl is.
Yeah.
So I've always assumed that's what he was trying to make.
Yeah. I think Luke might benefit from something like this. What you
Yeah,
thinking, Luke?
I could see Luke using something
Yeah.
like this. There's a handful of people that I watch work and I go, you should have a Zoia.
Yeah, like Luke, Inhibited.
Honestly, Panda. I understand why it's not his cup of tea, and you wouldn't think so by his music. But if you know the guy and you know the way he likes to tinker,
He programs all sorts of shit.
he's a
So
tinkerer. He would
Yeah,
sit here and be
yeah.
like, oh, I can make anything I want. And he would make it.
Yeah.
What else is there? I'm running out of patches. And again, I'll play this because it's just... This is the Zoia. No additional anything. Getting a tiny bit of clipping on my end. Apologies.
Sounds very fun.
Yeah, for a digital synthesizer built on a pedal?
Yeah.
Like, come on, that's crazy. It's
Are,
not...
are all of these third-party patches, or did Zoya come out
No.
with their own presets?
No, it comes with a ton. This is an original.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, in fact, let me see if there's... Yeah, this is the one by Dave Fisher at Sweetwater.
Okay. All right.
In fact, maybe it shows on their website who made the patches. I'm just checking real quick. Because it's been a minute. Like, I remember when I first got it, it was kind of new when I first got it. Maybe out less than a year. And I remember going through all the factory presets and then like going, I want to know who made these. And there was a place where that existed, that information. But it might not have been their website. It might have been somewhere else. But again, like, I know there's a Ben Jordan patch or two. There's a Jeremy from Red Means recording patch or two.
Really? They got their hands in on this too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they sent these out early to people that knew what they were doing and said, hey, make whatever you want. And if it's good, it'll go in the shipped unit.
How old is this effects pedal? Or what did you call it? Shit.
Yeah, exactly. What do you call it?
The Zoya. How old is the Zoya?
I don't know. I want to say I've had it since 2020. It doesn't say on their website.
5 years is what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
in chat.
it sounds about right. 2019, 2020, 2021, somewhere in there. Here's a review from Magnetic Magazine, why it still holds up in 2025. Here's a Sound on Sound article, so that's probably closest to when it came out. March 2022. I'm trying to think about when I bought this house in 2018. I lived here when I bought it, so it's since then. '19 or 2020 is going to be my guess.
What, in your mind, what is the largest selling point for the Zoya? What were they? who was the audience? Who were they trying to target, and what was the key feature for this?
It's funny now, I don't remember who I saw use it first that I was like, I want that. In my opinion, the audience is us. This kind of community. Musicians not necessarily playing very traditional roles in their music making. They're not a weekend warrior drummer in a cover band. Guys that have small studios, they like to make interesting experimental sound, whether it's for their music or just for fun. The tinkerers, the kind of guys who would buy a pedal kit, the kind of guys that would be a keyboard player and then turn into like a guy that buys a 2600 and goes, how do I make this sound better? Let me buy 6 different pedals and see how many noises, how lush I can make this, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Those kind of musicians that are not afraid to experiment sound-wise, but also not afraid to tinker and want that full hands-on. There is a hands-on difference between operating a pedal like this and a pedal like this. They are not the same hands-on.
It's kind of like the developers are saying, you show us what it can do.
Sure. That's
not really crowd funded, but crowd operated to where you show us what it can do, give us your best presets to highlight what this thing can do.
And that's a great way to be. It can be looked at like an instrument, not an effects pedal, not a synthesizer, an instrument. Mm-hmm. You can. It's the same way you have the conversation with someone who's like, I know what a synthesizer is. And then you show them a modular rig and they go, what the hell is that? And you go, well, it's a synthesizer. And they go, where are the keys? What are the plugs for? And you have to like get to that point where you switch your thought process to what you think an instrument is or how an instrument works. This does that for how does a pedal? What is a pedal? What is a modular digital 40 button grid layout thing? What is this? Right. People ask me what it is, and I have the same conversation every time with them. Like, it's a pedal, it's a modular synthesizer, I'm not quite sure. McHanaman, yes, right. I've used it for guitar. I've used it for bass. I use it for my DAWless rig. I use it for my synthesizer straight into my interface to record. I have a song on my YouTube page. It's called FOMO. It's on the Upstate Downstate YouTube page. Upstate Downstate's, if you don't know, is a musical act. That's me and my wife. She sings. She does more than just sing, but she's in this band. She's the singer. That song, there are vocal effects. It sounds like a granulator type thing. That's 2 different patches on the Zoia, 2 different grain patches that I reamped her vocal through and re-recorded, and then just mixed it all together. And if you go and listen to it and listen to the way those vocal, and I mean, automated the shit out of it so it works in the mix, but go listen to what her voice does and what those, and it's like, wow, that's crazy. What is that? You'd think it's some high-end plugin or something. It's just 2 patches I downloaded off the patch storage and said, let me try this. And it worked. Yeah,
George, I think the Zoia is more of a tool belt, and the Erica Sense Night Verb is you're buying
is a sick
exactly
reverb,
that.
But it's that.
Yes. I would say, like what Aaron is saying, it's a user programmable pedal synth. Like I think if you're thinking about the Zoya, you're gonna commit to obtaining your own sound, or you're gonna want.
Sorry, that's
to,
loud.
God, I don't know if it's obtaining your. You're gonna have more control over what you want to do than if you were to buy like a Strymon Night Sky, a Volante, a Night Verb.
And it's MIDI compatible. It's CV compatible. Well, the Euro Burrow version is CV compatible. If you can plug MIDI into it, you can control all these things. You have a control port input, so if you want to make a patch and you want to put an expression pedal on the floor to control what you're doing on the table, I've done it. It works. There's a lot. You're not limitless, of course. Everything's got a limit, but it is of the most flexible pieces of kit I've ever used.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've heard that it can do yet to date that you can demonstrate for us?
That
I
synth
mean-
was pretty cool.
What's that?
The synth was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this synth is crazy,
for,
but I'm
for
trying
a demo
to...
thing, it's like, oh, by the way, this effects pedal is
Right,
not
this
an
is what this
effects
sounds like.
pedal. Yeah. No,
Wow, where's that sound coming from? The pedal.
The pedal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a chameleon. It can be anything.
Anything.
I should have also plugged my guitar in for
It's
this.
really down to you.
Go ahead. You got time. We got time, Tone. We got
No,
time.
it's gonna...
Okay. We got
I have to
45
unplug
minutes.
everything. It's not the way. I didn't set up for that. I didn't realize we were going to be doing this all on stream. The plan for this was just for me to talk to these two.
No, it was Cressy's idea.
Of course it was.
Yeah, obviously my idea. Everyone believe that in chat. You can vote on it if you want.
Everything's always Cressy's idea.
Always my idea, yeah. If it's a good idea, it's my idea.
Yeah, I mean, the craziest things I can think of are a lot of the interesting looper patches that just do like micro loops and grains and stuff like that. Can it play games? Shaba, you weren't here earlier. I had it. I got rid of it. I should re-download it. There is a patch on patch storage for it that will roll any of a 200-sided die for you. You literally just you press a number, you turn the dial you press a button, you turn the dial to a number, and then you press another button, and it gives you a number result. So if you wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons and you didn't have dice, you could have a Zoya and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Quite an expensive dice, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that looper isn't bad, Tone. I hate to run you through it again, but could you really quick throw up 3 loops real quick? Show everybody how easy it is to essentially just get something going. You don't this thing I would imagine you could take this thing with some headsets to a park and just create. Take your time and create.
The only reason I would say not no to that, but not exactly to that, is you would need something. You wouldn't need something else to plug into it, but it is, at least the way I use it, it's best as a.
But if you want to learn the
parallel
box
effect.
itself, if you want to learn the box itself,
This setup right here. Let me get this freaking. Give me a second here. There we go. This setup right here. I know you can't really see it, but this is the Electron Tonewerk. These two together, sitting on this desk, they spend a lot of time sitting here, not with everything else, because I don't want to stand at the rig. I want to just sit at my desk and experiment and make strange sounds. I've done a handful of streams with just this setup because it's just fun in a really different way. So let's go. I don't know if I recorded that. So this is a copy of who makes Pattern Keeper. Someone find out who makes the Pattern Keeper. It's a new stereo looper pedal. Native Audio, that's who makes it. A company called Native Audio. I saw it. I did record it apparently.
okay, so why does it take so long to return?
Because I have these loopers set
It's
to
a long loop.
32 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So in fact, let's just go ahead and change that.
Yeah,
Let me
edit that down to
let me first stop it and clear it.
8. So you could do layers. You could do 1 8 seconds, 120, 130, or
If you set up multiple loopers in the patch, yes. And I think there is some way to I haven't figured it out yet. Again, I'm in the process of building this patch. I think there is some way to like set a button to cut, like to truncate that time. I could set it to 32 seconds, and then I can press the button to start recording it. And then when I'm done with what I'm playing, press another button and have it stop the recording and start playing back at that point.
Yeah. So you use the control the length of the actual
Right.
You punch
Like
in and punch out,
it's
and then
actually
it creates
it's
a
right there. You can see it. Length edit.
Yeah.
It adds. So this right here, I'm editing this second line of buttons.
Yeah.
This is two different looper modules. For anyone who wasn't here earlier, this is two separate looper modules. I have it set up this way so it's in stereo, because it's a stereo pedal, or I have it set up in a stereo configuration. I wanted it for stereo, but the looper itself is a mono module. So when I press this and I go to the edit page for it, so now I'm editing that top looper. When I set length edit to on, it adds two buttons, two cells, whatever you want to call them, to that module. So I haven't gotten there yet. I would have to obviously move the other one down. I have these buttons here are essentially a one button press to control both the record buttons. That's a playback for both these play buttons. That's a stop for both these stop buttons. Instead of trying to hit both of them simultaneously, which I did try, and it sucked. And they would not line up perfectly, and I had some really weird effects, like phasing things happen because of it. I set up these buttons to control them. Anyway, let's get this edited down. Okay, so now it's at 8 seconds, so...
And again, this is Toneberg Sounds.
Yep. Maybe I didn't record? I don't think I recorded. So that's another thing. When this is built properly, I wouldn't even touch this page. This first page that's blank right now will be those buttons, and then I'll make it designate. I'll make a UI pixels, whatever they call them on the Zoia, to show me that it's recording, that it's playing back, if it's playing in reverse or forward, that kind of thing. I just haven't gotten there yet. So let's get back to playing this. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what?
Time set for 32 still?
No, it's set to 8. I don't have that patch sending to the Zoia
Oh, okay. So
from the
you gotta do
Toneberg. See, now it's lighting up, showing that I'm playing it.
okay. And you can undo your last step, you said?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I can record, play, stop, reverse, or on reverse. And this button is clear. Now Now that's going to be shit, but actually, let me get that playing again. And the main thing I wanted this patch for is this filter. This was the idea, to have a stereo looper with a stereo bipolar filter built into it that reverses. Basically the pattern keeper by Native Audio in a nutshell. It's a little resonant, but I found when I turned the resonant on the filter, the resonance down on the filters, it didn't have nearly the effect of the filter changing frequency.
Yeah,
And that's my pattern keeper copy.
This thing is amazing. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna lie,
a
and
wild,
say it's
wild
not.
piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's literally its own thing. I can see what the appeal is to it. I know immediately it's not for me, and if I if I was to ever buy something like this,
Right.
I would buy it just so I can go to that library.
Yeah.
Download the
And
things
even
that I
that,
want.
honestly, like, as good as that is,
Yeah.
it's on the esoteric side of loading up patches from the internet.
Yeah.
You can't just plug it in USB and press the button here and press the button there. You got to download them. You got to put them on the SD card. You got to add because it's got the 64 slots for effects, essentially, you have to, like, give it a number. If I put a patch on the SD card and I don't put 063 in front of it, I just leave it as the patch number, I don't think it works. But if I type in 063 before the patch name, it goes into slot 63 automatically. If I type in 021, it's slot 21.
If you have to use a mouse, trust I don't want to use it.
I ain't using no fucking
He's
mouse.
got a type too.
Yeah. Oh, I got a type too. Fuck that. Speaking of, I don't know if you can see behind me or how well that shot is, but let me see. Yeah,
Looks like you
there's
got
no
something patched there.
there's no
NPC is
Oh, the NPC's gone.
vaporized.
there's no NPC over there.
Vaporized, mate. It's gone. Whoosh.
Fucking gone.
Vaporware.
They wanted it back. Those cocksuckers wanted it back. I'm sorry, Akai. I didn't mean that. You really are nice.
Akai said, "No, don't. You're making music. It's too good. Give us that back."
Yeah. You know what's funny is I look at everybody who has the XL and I look at their channels and I try to go into the comment sections and no one's complaining about having any issues with their
It's just
XL.
you.
I mean, do you guys find that odd? Is that something? I can't be the only one experiencing
You
the
got a
goddamn
frying machine,
playhead
mate. You got a
8
frying
years
machine.
ahead of the recording. Chris.
I don't think you're the only one. I think you are just like Akai said to you, and they asked you to beta test stuff and troubleshoot stuff. You are a unique MPC user in the way you're
because
using
you actually use it, not just fucking dusting it.
it. You're
put it in
You're
its
trying to do what it
background.
says on the tin, not just the things people do with MPCs,
Yeah.
and that's not common in that sphere.
You're basically swimming in the sea, and everybody else is on the shore, like a 3 feet of water at maximum for them. You've got about 2 miles underneath you.
Yeah.
That's why yours is like falling over because you're really pushing it.
Which
Yeah, and-
good. I hope that they iron all that
Which is
shit
why they
out and it
wanted it
becomes
back because they
yeah.
want to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Right, and I hope they do figure it out.
well.
A big part of me thinks they're just going to send me a new unit, and they're not going to take the time to figure out exactly what was going on with the one I had.
I think the answer to that is yes. I think you are probably going to get another one straight back, but I also think they want that one not to just put it in a skip. They want to understand what's going on with it. So
So you think they'll still like investigate?
no, mate.
Oh,
if something's
for
going
sure.
wrong. They want to find out what's going wrong.
That's going to sit on some tech shelf at his
Yeah.
bench for a year, and he's going
Yeah.
to try different things. Every time he hears of a new problem, he's going to go, I wonder if Trustos did this.
Yeah.
Let me find that function and see if I can re-break it. Is this a user level thing? Is this an individual unit thing? Or is this a design flaw?
Yeah, and a lot of people, if you're here today, like you don't know, like the three of us together have clocked in a lot of hours on that MPC XL, and we've seen it do.
We are the three amigos.
Especially Cressy and I. We've
Or
seen
is it
it.
the Three
We've seen it do
Stooges? I
some
can't
weird
remember.
shit. The Three Amigos sounds way better.
Okay.
But we've seen the NPC do some weird shit, and for me not to hear one YouTuber at least comment on some of the behaviors. Now, I know there were some things that were being commented on, and I think Akai sent out a patch and it addressed a lot of those issues, but I just find it hard to believe like no one else experienced the crossfading issue or the playhead miles ahead of what's actually being recorded, or you know, it's just some strange things of it dropping out of stereo and popping back in, and it was wild. It was wild. And I honestly think when we were doing this testing for Akai, they really didn't know what was going on with it. I think they gave us.
They find out when you tell them, and then when they see it happen. There's only so much quality control, use case scenarios you can run a product that deep through before it leaves a factory.
Right.
And modern music companies don't want to wait. If they waited a year to figure out everything that could go wrong with that thing, someone else would have made something better that does the same stuff.
Right.
It's an arms race.
Yeah.
It really is. We're in like a golden age of like incredibly impressive, usable gear to the point that stuff is being pushed out to market, I think, earlier than it should be sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, when it's been in development for so long, you want to see a return, so you have to push it out regardless, and then let people like us figure out what went wrong or what's going wrong. And
it's also, don't forget, as much as like we're all balls deep in it, the music creating gear market is tiny. You think it's big. You think of a company like Akai, a company like Fender, a company like I don't know, any music industry company. And you think of them as, some of them as like stalwarts. These are enormous companies. They're not. The amount of people that actually work at Fender, for example, I don't know the number, but they're not as big as a company like Carrier, the air conditioner and the HVAC company.
yeah,
There's probably more people in one Carrier factory than in all of Fender. And like Fender's been around almost
years.
70, 80 years now.
Just
Fender's
as long
been
as-
around.
just as
It's the
long as
75th
Gibson, right?
anniversary of the Telecaster this year. So Fender as a company has been around probably a good 80 years. And there's probably 200 total employees, 300 total employees.
Yeah.
They're one of the most powerful music industry companies on the planet, and they're
You know, Akai has been pretty good though. Like I've experienced a lot of tech support teams throughout this journey, and Akai is pretty solid on how they appreciate their customers. Now, do I think they waited a little too long to ask for the NPC back? Yeah, I think they waited a month too long. That thing should have been back in their hands. You know, the moment that they saw that playhead jump ahead,
that was so
four
weird.
bars ahead. You know,
they're small enough where there's a process. The guy who's getting your emails with your videos of what's wrong with your MPC has got to. No, I understand, but the person at Akai that's getting those emails,
yeah,
has probably 3 layers of bureaucracy bosses to go through before he can get the, hey, yeah, have them send the $3,000 unit back to us to replace.
I think
it's brand new. It's brand new. It shouldn't have those problems. Are you sure it's broken? These guys don't know what they're doing. That's the discussion happening in-house at Akai when they looked at your complaints.
Yeah, Cressy
like,
told
hey,
me,
how legit is this?
Cressy told me something. I forgot what he said exactly when we were recording. I think he was like I don't know, maybe Cressy remembers, enough is enough. Like, this is it. Like, something needs to happen. Like, we're not even getting paid for this. That's when I decided to leave him an email.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, hey, like, there was a point where I was having fun with this, and this is a $3,000 machine, and I'm not having fun anymore.
Right. This needs to work for you.
And the back and forth, as much as I appreciate you guys wanting me to run this thing through the mill.
You're not paying me to be your beta tester.
That's
I
right.
bought it to make music, not to test bugs.
Right. And I think it was starting to burn me out. And that's why I was like, it got to the point where I didn't even want to come in the studio anymore because I knew what we were going to encounter. And I knew to have my phone on standby so I can record everything that was going to happen. And when your mindset is on being a beta tester and waiting for things to happen, your mind definitely ain't into the projects you're trying to create. I think that caught up to me.
They'll fix it. You'll get a new one, I think. You'll either get a new one or you'll get your one that you had back, but there'll be like a new board in it that they've figured out that it's the board is like something wrong with it, so just swap the board out.
They said I think it got there today. So once it gets
no
there,
one's going to be going in with a soldering iron and unsoldering some shit and putting a new fucking whatever on, a new chip on. They'll be
they'll
unplugging
pull
a board,
3 ribbon cables, swap a board in, and
Yeah.
send it. They've
That's as far
either
as they'll
that,
go.
and they know what the problem is. If they do that, they know what the problem is, or at least they have an idea and they're trying it. If you just get a new unit back, they don't know yet, and they're going to keep testing, and they want you to have a different one because they don't think it's them.
Yeah.
They think it's that one.
Yeah.
right. And I left.
They'll power it up, switch it on. If they experience the same things that you've experienced, go something broken, they'll look into it, they'll try and fix it. But they'll have a timeline. If we can't figure it out within whatever it is, send him a new one.
Yeah, and Bicky's saying if you're a beta tester, you should be paid. I agree with that, Bicky. Like the things they had us doing and recording was something a beta tester would do. I agreed to it. I didn't, I just wanted to do it just to do it and help the company out because they cared so much about the issue. Now, had it been a company who didn't really,
give a shit and
just
bounce your emails back and tough.
Here's the thing, here's the advantage they have in the music industry. We are creators, we are artists. We want to have fun. We want to make something with our equipment. We want others to be able to do it also. So a guy like you who gets this thing and goes, oh, I'm having problems, and you get in touch with someone at your retailer who's like, hey, I've got this guy who's a great, asset to our company. He buys a lot of equipment from us. He does a lot of things. He's having trouble, and he's going to return this thing, or he might return this thing if we can't figure out what's wrong. He's doing X and Y. And then that company goes, wow, that guy's doing a lot. Let's see if we can get him to help us out, because they know that we are invested, not in just our own money and our own time. We are invested in what we can do with these products.
Yeah. And you know what blew his mind, Tone, was when I told him, I'm essentially using every input and output on the MPC XL. He said, wait a minute.
What?
You're using all of it?
We put 4 on there. We didn't think people would use 4 MIDI inputs ever or outputs ever.
And we're using all the MIDI. When he heard I was using essentially every input and output, I think that let him understand one thing. Like, it's like Cressy was saying, no one's using the MPC like that. No one's really using it for a hardware DAW.
And
that's essentially what it is a hardware DAW groove box.
That's how innovation happens. No one had ever used multi-track recording with a 24-channel mixing console until the Beatles decided, we want to do this.
Right.
And look at where the fuck we are now.
Yeah.
For all you know, the MPC triple XL that's going to come out in a decade is going to have design choices made per your use case.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine so. They're taking notes.
You
on
never
this.
know.
Yeah, they have to be taking.
Wow, we didn't think anyone would ever
It'll
do
probably have
that.
a
We should make
built-in
it work.
Zoia on it in the middle of it.
Which
Isn't it?
I think Tanith did say it kind of looks like a Ableton push.
Microtonal pads, possibly.
Ooh, could you
What
imagine?
looks this? The Zoia looks like the Ableton Push.
A little version of the Ableton push, kind of.
The Push. I'm thinking about this. That's not a terrible
It's not. It's not.
comparison. It's not a bad comp. You're doing
Bicky
the
was
push-
saying that the way you build your effects is a bit like Max for Live.
yes.
That-
That is the other comparison I've seen that I've been like, yeah. And I'm not an Ableton user, but I know what Max for Live is and I know how it works, and that's essentially the same thing. You're taking the applications I took here and you're doing that in the DAW instead of on a pedal.
Yeah. Yes, it's a pedal version of Max
Yeah.
for Live, sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, George, did you have any issues when you were using all of your inputs, outputs?
But that's just audio output. Your camera's
Oh yeah, I see it.
a little warm, by the way. That's just audio outputs, though. Like, there's very little internally that needs to happen to make those 10 audio outputs work. They're just the individual tracks bust to an output, and as well as the stereo output. It's the same thing in a regular audio mixer. The outputs we're talking about here with the MPC was the 4 MIDI outputs. Again, MPC people don't plug in 4 devices via MIDI, and you had more because we were in and throughing on some stuff and all sorts of crazy shit.
Damn, DaVinci Girl got a Fairlight?
I felt
Yeah,
like
you see that this is a problem with very high-end equipment. It becomes a monetary issue for the company. Hey, we made this. This is the reason why there are individuals out there like Ken Spong. He's a great example of it. He's doing it with synthesizers, but I think of guys that do it with like high-end studio mixers. Like, you buy a $90,000, 72-channel Neve recording console, and it has serious problems. Neve's going to help you out to a point, but what they're likely going to do is pay an expert that doesn't work for them, that is like
Right.
freelance, that's going to come to you and fix your mixer on site. You're not sending that back.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're never sending that back. And in fact, if they can't get it to work, you're probably going to sell it, and they know that.
Yeah, Trader's been using all of his.
So here you go. This is wonderful to know, because I've never used an MPC. I don't know what it's like.
Right.
That leads me to believe, yeah, you had
I probably
your
had a
individual
faulty
unit had
unit.
issues. Yeah,
I probably had a faulty unit.
there's a
They
bad
knew it.
board in there somewhere.
Yeah, because I think the last straw that broke my back was the last straw that broke the monkey's back was when I hit power and it didn't come on.
Yeah, that one time I remember you told me that you were like, it
Right.
didn't turn on today. I was like, oh
And
no.
then I unplugged it and plugged it back in, hit power again, it didn't turn on. I unplugged it, plugged it in again, plugged it in again, hit power, it turned on. And I'm like, oh yeah, it has to be the unit. Nevertheless, it's gone now, and I hope to get it back soon. It just
Yeah,
we were
it'd be
we were
cool.
finding such a fucking groove too, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely the best thing you've got for making music. It's way better than playing in Ableton.
Oh my god, it's single-handedly
That wasn't fun, was it?
it was.
It was. We did stuff in it. Don't get us wrong.
Right.
It was
It's a perfect
Hard
example
work.
of
hard work.
how different people work different ways, and it's not anything wrong with either of the ways or the people. It just is what it is. You spent all that time in Ableton on stream for like what, a month? You guys were doing that all every day,
No, I think longer,
Several
huh?
months.
and
Yeah.
it wasn't every day, but it was a lot of the days, and
Right.
you didn't get very far. The three of us with minimal input from me watching you work with an NPC, and you got all that same work done in a matter of weeks once you learned how to use the NPC.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably spent 3 weeks learning it, and then 2 weeks getting to where you were in Ableton, and then you kept learning and progressed past there.
Yeah, but it took Cressy and I to be
Yeah.
very adamant about staying on it. You know, like I wouldn't. This won't happen if you buy a device and you put
Bingo, Steve.
1 to 2 hours a day on it, right? I don't. It would happen, but it would take forever, and I would think you would lose interest. The three of us have spent over 1,000 hours in a short span of time trying to make this thing work. And I kind of wonder, is that what broke it? Me constantly on that
it was
thing?
a bit flaky from day one. Wasn't
That
it?
was a thing, yeah.
It was never like,
If it wasn't flaky, that wouldn't have been an issue.
yeah. No, I mean, I've had my MPC one for a long time. 2020, I think, something like that. I've never had an issue on it
I will be right
at
back.
all.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just got you had a Friday machine, mate. Someone's knocked it out and like didn't fit a board in properly or something or whatever, or you got a dodgy component not quite soldered on properly or whatever. Don't know, but you know they'll fix it. They'll either fix it or give you a new one. They'll probably give you a new one, to be honest.
Yeah, I hope they do. But I didn't. I was just hoping, like, man, did I spend too many hours on this?
No,
and that should
no,
never be a thing, you
no.
know. So
No, I've spent fucking ridiculous amount of hours on my MPC. I mean, I've had my MPC switched on for a week easily during doing some stuff. Oh, probably more than a week. As in, didn't even bother turning it off. Just left it on for a whole week. It's like never had an issue with it. So they're quite robust. What if they are okay when you get it? They should be okay 10 years on.
yeah,
You're not going to throw it around, are you? I mean, I haven't really moved my MPC. It's only ever been where it is. It's moved like 5 feet in the last 6 years. Yeah.
yeah. I just can't wait to get it back. I don't want to fall out of that groove. We were like,
No, you're doing all right. Your songs are coming on okay, aren't they?
yeah, we were making headway on the album. I felt like for the first time ever, you know,
And you're in control of it.
and I'm in
You're
control
not,
of it.
You're not being roboted from other people that much. I mean, we are telling you what to do, sort of things, but you're doing it all. And you know what you're doing, and you're even jumping ahead on stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
But you guys are more like strictly producers, not creators.
We're hands
You know,
off. Try this, and you go off and try it, and
right.
figure
And
out
if it
you like
works,
or
it
not.
works. If it don't, we move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This experience has been fun.
Well, yeah, it's creative, which is what you want to. You don't want the machine to get in the way of the creative process. And once you get your head around it, it's quite easy.
Yeah. And for a
all,
first
all you need to do is keep looking at the fucking 16 little screens that you completely forget about all the time.
the Q links is so, I don't know. They're very useful, but when you're trying to wrap your head around everything else it does, you
Yeah.
kind of forget they're sitting right there to make your life easy. So
Yeah, I know. You've got a great big 10-inch screen, got all the lights buzzing around, loads of knobs and switches and fucking all sorts. Little lights everywhere, and 16 Q-Link screens as well.
I think and I understand why they did it. It's an operating system level thing, but like the touch screen, the big main touch screen, I don't want to say it was a mistake because it's not a mistake.
It's very reliable. You can just do everything in it. So you
Well-
can ignore the Q-Links. You can ignore all
Right.
the little blinking lights
My
everywhere.
point is, you should be able to do everything on that box without touching that screen with all the buttons and everything in there. They need to, in subsequent versions of that operating system, in my opinion, make a version that is XL only that allows you to not have to touch that screen all the time.
Right.
Because-
A slimmed down concentrated version,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
1-to-1.
Right.
Could you call an NPC DAWless for the most part? Is it a groove box with the added feature?
It's a door in a box.
Yeah, it's a dawn. Like that whole term is.
It's not a sampling drum machine, is it?
It's not important. Being
Yeah.
DAWless is not important. It's nice
No.
to be able to play on just hardware. It's
Right.
skillful if you can make a really good mix and only record stereo in and never touch it afterwards. That's all great, fine. But that's like it's like owning a 500 horsepower car that you drive back and forth to work. The hell do you need it for? You're never
Right.
doing above 65 miles an hour. Why have something that can do 150?
Yeah.
Why does my Ford Focus say it goes to 140? It doesn't. It never will.
Yeah. Yeah, Recon saying DAWless versus DAW.
Yeah, it's look, do I put it on my YouTube videos when I'm working in just hardware? Yeah, because I want to let people know, hey, this isn't there's no man behind the curtain. This is just me and Teresa in our gear, and it brings people in because people are like, computers,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Like I think about it. I remember thinking it was cool, and now it bothers me. The Rage Against the Machine record. I don't know if it's a self-titled or Evil Empire. In it, in the liner notes, it shows all the band members and what they play, and then underneath it says no keyboards were used making this record. And that was because of all the things that Tom Morello does on guitar.
Right.
In the beginning, people were like, they're a four-piece rock band, they're not doing that, there's someone else. And they wanted to be like, no, motherfuckers, it's just us stretching the bounds of what music can be.
Right.
And back then, I understand why it was necessary. Now I look at it and go, who cares?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you either like the song or you don't.
Yeah, who cares?
That simple, really.
I don't worry about how something was made if I like it when I turn it on. Do I want to
If-
know how
if
it was
you're-
made?
if
Yeah,
you're-
because I'm interested.
Yeah, if you're in a band
don't give a shit.
or you're nerdy, you might want to know about it. But the general public don't give a shit. They just want to like
Perfect.
They either like it or they don't.
Exactly. And Trader is making a perfect point there. Watching people work in a dog sometimes is kind of boring.
No.
It depends on who you are and
Most
what you want to
times
see.
it's kind of
Most of the
boring.
time it's boring.
Yeah.
I like watching people mix in a DAW, but I'm trying to think of, because I know there's people I don't mind watching. Watching Ben Jordan work in a DAW when he's trying out new software is fun, but he's using it like it's hardware. He's not just doing the average thing most people do in a DAW.
Yeah.
And yes, reconsider, you're right. Casual listeners don't, even high-end users don't care. But it's the kind of thing that people pay attention to. Just the phrase DAWless, and people go, ooh,
Yeah.
great.
I like
Put more eyes on my shit, I don't care.
I like watching people, like, I don't mind so much watching people work in a DAW. I just learned from my experience, it wasn't fun for what it was. But could I watch like a Davey the Hug Monster or Visio Beats or This World Needs a Hero, a Reconsider It music sketchpad? I could watch those people work in the DAW because I know, how they operate with hardware. And
There's a social element there. They're your friends.
Right. They're friends, but will I, if I'm being honest, would I watch some YouTube channel I don't know just sit in the DAW? I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd
If
probably
they're showing me something I don't know or that I
Right.
want to know, or if they're entertaining.
if you're working in Reaper, I may stay just to say what's up and give a person a like and a view. But I don't know if watching people working the DAW can really get me to stick around for a long time, So I kind of understand what Trader is saying there. And when I look back on the videos, and I knew when Apollo Hanzo was telling us back then, like, man, like this is hella boring. I felt the same. I felt the same way, man. I wasn't having fun. Well, I already knew Cressy was already knowing I wasn't having fun, and I didn't even have to see his face to know he knew I wasn't having
I
fun.
purposely didn't want to push the idea of get an NPC because if I start talking about it, I'll start sounding like a fucking evangelist. You know, I go, oh, you ought to have this, it's amazing. Oh, no. You find your own fucking way.
NPC
for
evangelist.
Yeah.
For me, it works.
Yeah. Okay,
for
but
you, it might not work.
But Cressy, okay.
Which is why I find it really surprising when you phone me up and wake me up. I'm just going to get an NPC. What? Where'd that come from? What the fuck?
So Cressy's not telling the full truth. When I left, when I left Sweetwater, I had already called or I sent a message to Cress on WhatsApp saying, I'm at Sweetwater, I'm looking at the PB12, and I really wasn't too happy. So I left it there. I got in the truck because Cress knows I had the $5,000 ready to pull the trigger.
You're burning a hole.
And that's exactly what he said. You're burning a hole. And so I got in the truck. I was headed home because I was super indecisive. And then so on the way home, it's my brother and I'm like, Cress, like, I really want to get this album going. I don't want to work in Ableton anymore. I don't think the PB12 is going to get me any closer to getting this album done other than having another hardware sitting in the studio where you can't travel with it, you can't do fuck all with it, but have it sit there because it's so expensive and it's analog. One thing fucking breaks, you're screwed. And then Cressy goes, well, have you seen the new MPC XL? And I'm like, well, go on. He goes on for like 30, 40 minutes of my ride home.
No.
Convincing
That's not quite true. It's not quite true.
Convincing me.
Not quite true.
Okay.
Because you have got you phoning me up to say, I'll come to this decision. Do you agree that getting an NPC would be a good idea? That's what you said to me.
And boy, did you go in on that.
Well, because I've not said anything before that, have I?
You said, right, now, here's my fucking time to sell it.
You're asking my opinion. I'll give you my opinion.
Do you guys remember what I said about you buying the MPC?
Yes,
you were totally against it.
Go use Logic. I'm a Logic guy. I know Logic. Don't do it.
I thought it was such a odd way to spend that money for your gear. Now, I was fucking wrong. It did wonders for you. I did not, and I didn't know it well enough to know what it could do for you.
Right.
But
when you saw it, Tone, you were like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, I thought they were cool before I got into Electron. That was my thing. Was like, do I want an MPC or do I want this Digitact? Right. And I was looking at the Live. Yeah, the one with the speakers, the Live, right?
Yeah.
The first Live came out around the same time that I was trying to decide what I was going to buy next.
Yeah.
And I mean, I spent months going, do I want a Live or do I want a Digitact? Do I want a Live or do I want a Digitact? And I decided my money was better spent on. I didn't need a speaker built in and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm going to go with this Digitact thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Viral Beats sold me too. And he was trying to tell me, but he told me in the nicest Viral Beats of ways.
Yeah. You spoke to Viral before you spoke to me.
I did.
Yeah.
And Viral Beats said, go with the MPC3 Live. It's portable, this and that. But then Viral said, but I would wait. I would wait because the XL is coming and it's really cool. They really want people to experience the DAW life in a real hands-on way. Mm-hmm. And by that time, it was still a few months away. So it was kind of leaving my mind until Cressy and I had the last final version of it. And then I went home that night after talking to Cressy.
Well, we saw the leaked video, leaked pictures, didn't we?
There was leaked pictures.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I got home, and I called Cressy back with the wife, and then we were having it out again on why, because she was against the NPC for a while, and so
I think she looked at it the way I did.
Well, yeah, she looked at it like
you have stuff that does all of this. Why do you need it?
And then Cressy had to explain to her what the DAW system was in it and why it was still a groove box. And I'm still, I'm able to compliment what Lamar wanted. Lamar always wanted jazz drums, and he wanted a real jazz feel.
He wanted that feel.
Jazz
and
horns.
The MPC can give you feel.
Oh yeah, and it can get
in
me
a
off
very,
the grid.
Very easy way.
Yep, and we're not tied to the grid. We can nudge things, we can move things around, and the samples sounded 80 times better than the TR8S.
You know what? All this got kicked off. Well, two things kicked it off. One, in the back of your head was, I really don't want to go back to fucking pushing a mouse around. I really don't want to do that. But the other thing was that you wanted off the grid way of doing drums, and I said, well, with the kit you've got to do that, to do off the grid drums, you need to do it in the MC707 because the TR8S is nailed to the grid. But you do have drum kits in the MC707. So we were literally at that point of, you now need to learn how to do this in the MC707, and something in your head went, fuck that, I'm buying an MPC.
Yeah, because if you have the 707, you know that that's going to be fucking tedious. And I'm like Crest, I'm fucking lazy. I want it easy.
What do you mean you're fucking lazy?
I want it intuitive, and I want it now. But I knew this. If I was going to go to the MPC XL, I had to do this one thing, and it was going to be a thing that a lot of people can't obtain, and or they let themselves get in the way of this one thing. And that one thing is, I have to commit myself and put in as many hours as possible to learn a whole new fucking system. And I did that. Pat on my fucking shoulders. I did it, and I did it pretty fast. And I think I averaged about 40 hours a week.
How long did that MPC stay in your kitchen?
My God, it must have been like a month and some change.
We must have done 2-3 weeks worth of us sitting in Streamyard watching you sit at the kitchen table with your phone on the screen.
Easy. I would say probably a month and a half. It never left the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And there was many nights where the wife was like, you haven't eaten and you need to go to bed. You got work tomorrow. And then I do all those things, come back and spend another 9 hours.
That's how you know a piece of gear is for you. When you can't be pulled away from it.
Once I heard
once
I heard the drum sounds, once I heard those sounds tone, I was like, oh, what the fuck have I been doing with my life?
Mm-hmm. I love when that happens. You put a new piece of kit in front of you and you touch it and you're like, wow, where was this? Why haven't I had this before?
I was like, oh my God, this is what everybody's been, and I would sit and watch This World Needs a Hero or Viral Beats or even when Trader to the Living would submit those fucking dope ass hip hop tracks. I would ask Trader, I'm like, yo, is that the MPC? Trader's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So, and now I can't go back. And they have this expansion for the trumpets and the saxophone, which you guys are aware of. Mm-hmm. They haven't heard them yet, but they just sound so fucking legit.
That lo-fi hip-hop drum pack that I had you send me the samples for.
Right.
I love them. They're in all three of my Electron boxes have all the samples in it. I'm just like, I'm playing with it nonstop.
I think that was the MPCE samples.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I'm not even using them to the capacity that they can be used in MPC. I just have raw wave files. They just sound perfect for that genre. And like, I had never quite gotten there taking other acoustic drum patches, samples I had, and lo-fiing them didn't hit the same.
Right. Yeah. See, George gets it. I didn't go to work for a week, hardly ate. Trader said, it's a huge learning curve. And it, you know what? It would have been even larger had Cressy not already owned the MPC.
Yeah, I had a different version, so we had a few fun and games trying to figure out where things were, didn't we?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm still on 2, and you're on 3.8.
Yeah, but you still had the know-with-all of where things or how they were going to operate. And
generally.
Yeah. I think that's what really kept me into it because it was like I wasn't alone. And even if like they didn't own the new 3.0, the three of us got together along with the wife, and we were just researching, or we would just figure it out together, or Tone would read the manual, or Cressy
He
would
would.
be like,
He would go off and hang on a minute. And he would go off and dig the manual out.
right?
Yeah.
It's definitely like when you want to go to a new developer, you want to go to new gear. If you don't put it into your mind, you need to knock out 500 hours ASAP. Don't look back. I think that's the mindset you have to be in, because I was operating on a really small window. Sweetwater offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked.
How many times during those 30 days did I say, have you packed it? Have you put it in the box yet?
Every
Are
day.
you sending it back? But I wanted to make sure you actually fucking wanted it, because I
Right.
knew there's a clock ticking away.
Right. Yeah.
You need to know within them 30 days, are you committed to this or not?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Is it for you?
I really tried to get to 500 hours in 30 days. Like, these guys are my witness. I tried to get to 500 hours in 30 days.
You probably got there too.
I probably got there, and it was the best decision I've ever made as far as Groovebox / hardware DAW. Like, I would really love this is one artist I would really love to see with the MPC, just to see how far they would go with it, and that's Recon. I think if Recon had an MPC in his setup, it matches his psyche 100%. Like, he would totally be on a different level. Like, I didn't even know it was for me. So, and having worked with Recon, I would like for him to come sit on some private Streamyards with us, so he can actually see.
Yeah, yeah. Because there's loads of times that I've said, try that. You go in and go, oh my god, it does this. She's like, yeah. It also does that. I'm like, oh shit, it does that. Yeah. And then you can animate that as well. Can you? Off you go.
That's funny. That's a good call for Recon, because I think about what he does with his loopers, and then I think about what he's trying to do in his DAW streams and how he's trying to marry the two. And like, him with just an MPC, that might be a really good marriage
amazing,
right there.
Yeah, Thomas agrees. Think you're right, Trusto. That would be.
Yeah, that's. I hadn't thought. I mean, sometimes I think about this. I look at what certain people do and I say, yeah, they need that piece of kit, but I hadn't thought about that. That's a good call.
And he's inquired about the NPC. Like, Recon is definitely, he's looked at it. He's even went, so it's not like he's not watching, Okay. Let me say this real quick. Popcorn night will start at 17:15 Eastern Standard Time. We will take a small intermission before popcorn night starts. My brother will be joining the chat. Marilyn will be off of work here soon.
Cool, I can leave then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a hike before it starts.
Yeah, Steve, if you want to join in on popcorn night, you're more than welcome. He has also put the link in there. It's not too late to submit a track, I don't think, or is it too late, Steve? I don't know.
It is 10 minutes too late.
Okay, so if you want to submit a track for tonight, you're 10 minutes too late. And she's really a stickler for that damn time. So if you didn't get one in, you're fucked. If you have any questions about the Zoia and you're in our Discord, go ahead and hit up Upstate, Downstate, or Tone Smith.
Yeah, feel free. I'd love to talk gear, and if you have questions about the Zoia, I'm happy to answer them. I recommend it all the time in all the private chats. You can ask anyone that's in them. I'm always like, you should buy a Zoia.
I think it's a beast. What else? I probably won't be doing any well, my brother's finger is still fucked, but we probably won't be doing any music pre-popcorn night until I can get my MPC back. What else? I think that's it. So 17:15 Eastern Standard Time is
about an hour from now, if anyone's
about an hour
Okay,
from now.
thanks for that. I was just about to say, how long?
About an hour.
An
So
hour, okay.
if you guys, maybe a little more.
Yeah, I'll be a little late probably,
A
but
little over an hour. So
Okay.
If you guys got shit to do, I bid you a farewell until then.
Yeah.
Go
Thanks
eat,
for hanging out, everybody.
go eat,
Yeah.
go jerk off or whatever it
Oh, my
is you do.
goodness.
You know, I don't.
It's not even popcorn night. It's fucking
Where's-
started already.
Where's Marilyn when we need her?
Marilyn, mute him, will ya?
All right, but thanks everybody for coming in, and we'll see you in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Bye,
See
guys.
you in an hour. Cheers.
All right. Peace.
Bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye.